Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
Oh, oh, oh! We are starting, everybody. Welcome! Welcome to today's StarCraft 2 session. We are watching none other than Future and ArT, both ready to hit the deck. It's probably not the right way of saying it, but they hit the keyboards quite hard and quite rapidly, multiple times with their tippy tops of their fingers, until they actually start, you know what, accumulating resources, army units, and all sort of shenaniganery, I suppose, as well, as we are waiting for these two players to battle one another in the digital plane of existence with terrifying armies. Anyway, we got some great show matches coming up for you guys. I hope you are all set. I hope you're all ready. So we're going to be starting off pretty quickly. They're all best of 5s until the... Well, both of them are best of 5s. Then we're going to have a best of 7 between the victors of either series. And, you know what? Let's see how much time we have. Maybe we'll do the third place matches as well. Because, you know what? If we have the time, we may as well do the... little bit more StarCraft. Anyway, regardless, here we are, guys. We have settled in. We have found our... peeps. There's a pink Polish Brothers right here. He's in the bottom left side. He's representing Alpha X. He is ArT. His opponent right here in the top right side. Let me quickly cheat the system here a little bit. There we go. I got his info. Well. He's still a young player, like a lot of these players actually are. But anyway, he's in the top right, the Red Terran. He's from the US of A. He is Infinity Gaming's Future. Alright, lovely stuff, lovely stuff. Now we're going to be waiting to see what these guys are going to be doing here to start the series off. Let's see what kind of magic they can make occur and what they can make happen. You can't see anything. That seems off. You should be able to. I can see stuff. Alright, Charles says it's fine. Alright, we'll leave Char for now. Can you hear me though? I'm a hero. That's the more important part, of course. Anyway. You know, oh my dear lord, that was a lovely block there. Almost getting that probe. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Alright, anyway, so far pretty standard stuff. They are just both opening up with the macro ways. The way of the macro. Well, I guess Future isn't going with a Reaper opening here. Guess he does get that factory now a little bit quicker. Actually, he's not scouting at all whatsoever. This might be something that ArT should be abusing, this fact, but you know, it's not going to happen this time around. Maybe in the next game, as soon as he notices that this is not happening. But maybe that is going to be the time that Future starts scouting, of course. Pretty ballsy way to open up a best of 5 series this way. But you know what, it is a best of 5, so you do have the opportunity to do this. And what is happening? ArT, my man. Yes. Oh, he's back.
Game paused.
And he paused. Oh, it's the wrong button. Wow, okay, well. Should not have pressed enter again there. Anyway, we got it rolling again. That's why you don't have me as, well, I guess you do. Me too. You can see everything as well. Nice, nice, nice. That's good to know. Thank you, Lily, for telling me, letting me know that that is in fact the case. Look at that, Hellions coming out of that reactor. Off the back of that one single Marine, actually. No safety bunker either. And a starboard across the map. Okay, well, Future is gonna be pushing ArT rather quickly here with quite a bit of aggression. He doesn't have much, but, I mean... I guess you can't really check the replay in between the series. Well, maybe that is what he's doing actually, as he's tells us that he is just taking a long time changing the servers. Might be the thing. It was my problem. Ah, okay, okay. It's good, a good thing that it has been figured out then, right? A Liberator, what's in though? What's? Okay, very interesting. Well, ArT is making somewhat of a wall here. So he should be okay, theoretically, but then again, he might very well start sending those stalkers elsewhere to try and deal with the Liberator, and then those Hellions might just come rolling on in through the track. Let's take a look. Alright, the Liberator is going to be setting up shop at that natural base. More Hellions? No, actually. Gonna switch it over. Gonna set up the defensive units now. Maybe start prepping for a siege tank marine push here. Not a bad idea, actually. Future has been one of those really tough Terrans, right? That is up and coming. That a lot of people are expecting a lot of stuff from. It's kind of up to him as well in a way. How much he's actually practicing right now and how much he's getting done. And oh my dear lords, alright, in he goes. Liberator being set up and ArT has to pause again. What's in there? What a moment. What happened? Did he accidentally complete freeze once again? Huh. That's rough. That's rough. Well, I mean, it's, yeah. Let's see. We can play the rest of the games on EU if that helps. That's very nice and polite of Future to say. Yeah, I don't think it is server's fault either, because it is, like, a server thing would be something else completely. We could just resume 2 seconds. Oof. Oof. I mean, Future. Yeah, I need a admin over here to make a real official statement.
Game resumed.
Man, that's rough. Right, anyway, yeah, he is coming into this base here. A lot of probes are dying, unfortunately, for ArT as the Liberator as well. It's just kind of... Well, okay, he did pull his probes there. Man, that's very rough. A lot of probes dying. That might just be a game right there. The thing... Yeah, it's just very rough that something like that happens, of course, with a due to a technicality as well, and like honestly, I would have loved to allow ArT to reset that one, but I mean, it just wouldn't be fair, would it? It just wouldn't be fair, unfortunately. Anyway, we're switching servers here right now. Man, I mean, I can understand, honestly, like. If you restart that and ArT does manage to get the block off with those stalkers, right? He knows that there's a Liberator coming in as well. just wouldn't be fair. Wouldn't be fair for future. And it's very unfortunate that it happened at that time for ArT, of course, where he did have that occur. But I mean, you know what? We can't be playing favorites here. It's just how it is. That's just how it is. If future had said, yeah, sure, and you know, we would have gone with that. But I mean, I can very well understand that he doesn't want that to happen, as this is a build that is a big investment, needs to do some damage, and you know what, you don't want your opponent to be able to suddenly just reset the entire thing, right? Oh well, anyway, that is game number 1 in favor for future right there. ArT, a little bit salty, I believe. He did only G. He G'd out of there. That was a cool build, but you know, it definitely felt like it had some flaws as well. Definitely did. I don't think he's going to be doing it again, though. Can you pause for a moment? Can you pause the moment you feel some lag? Didn't feel any lag. Vanya saying he had the same one time. See if he knows. See if he knows something that could solve it. Right, very unfortunate here, guys, but we are kind of thinking about what's happening here. We can do the rest of the games on the U, is what Future is suggesting. That already on its own is very nice. So, apparently for those guys who are only just now joining, we are playing the best of 5 between Future and ArT. ArT was having some issues. He was suddenly, like, freezing the entire screen. And he couldn't move anything. He couldn't do anything, and then it blunk. And then apparently Hellions were ran past his stalkers there. You're Korean. Well then. You never have these problems. I don't know. You have some pretty good internet in Korea, right? That's what I hear. Vanya tells him to restart the router, and then ArT's like, that's some sick IT advice. Yeah. Right, let's see. ArT will be picking a map here. Of course, he's gonna have to pick whatever map he wants to. What do we do? Future have killed? Yeah. That's just the game, guys. That's just the first game that has been played. It's very unfortunate. ArT is asking us if we can pause the game as soon as we feel some lag, but I mean, we didn't feel any lag. That's the problem. So, Ever Dream will be the map pick here. We are going to continue onwards. Let's hope it's not going to be the case anymore for ArT here in Europe. Who knows? We're going to give it a go. Let's see. Let's hope that Future doesn't have the same thing happen now. Although maybe that would make it fair if he does it. If he has it one time as well. We'll have to wait and see. Good luck, have fun with that. And again, that wouldn't really be great StarCraft, would it? That would be, Alright. Good luck, have fun. ArT is a go. Future. Okay. Right. Let's see. Man, it would be rough if ArT loses now with 1 game difference, but hey. I mean, even if we do reset that 2 seconds, it's not a guarantee that he's going to be able to get those stocks in the right place. I mean, he still got blindsided completely. Really didn't get too much in position there. Unfortunate, but hey, hi. Oh well. Everdream is our map. Game number 2. Second battlefields coming online. It's loading in right here, guys. I'll take you there. I'll take you there. Felt like that was going to be the moment. Alright, well, it's close enough. It's the best of 5. Here we go. And in the bottom left side, we have the pink Polish Protoss. One of my favorite Protosses in the world. He is the Alpha X's ArT. And at the top right side, we have the red Terran player from Infinity Gaming. The American. He is Future. One little bit ahead right now. And let's hope we have everything operating smoothly this time around. And no weird lag spikes or weird freezings happening and occur. Those, both these players go for round number 2. Huh. Is this a normal, right? Getting the second gas at this time? ArT? Being a little sneaky boy here. I mean, he is making use of the fact that Future is not scouting whatsoever. Although, at this moment in time, he decides, you know what? Scouting is a good thing to do. Might as well scout, right? That's the cybernetic score. It definitely does look like it. You know what? I think it's going to be a starport or Stargate proxy right here. And try his hand on that one. Unfortunately for him, you know what, Future is actually going with the regular build this time around. He is sending that SCV out, and he is going to be sending a Reaper out afterwards as well. Yeah, Future now being able to spot the double gas being taken here. He sees the cybernetic score timing as well. Now he knows, you know what, he's still going for that command center. He's putting down a safety bunker only at the front, so that back mineral line here could still be a little bit out in the open for that Stargate, of course. Also no reactor on that barracks. Gonna have to wait and see how quickly you can get that factory down, as the Cyclone is gonna be very important here to try and get that one as quickly as possible. Of course, he still has to make a tech lab as well, and then afterwards he's gonna have to make that Cyclone too. And ArT, it might be, oh dear lord, it is gonna get scouted here. That's unfortunate. Alright, well, starting to shoot down the pylon here. I believe the Oracle will still be able to get out in time, but this is looking rough. There is the Oracle. There's the V coming across once again. Gonna try to re-scout here. Actually, no, just wants to build a bunker. It is in vision of this pylon though, so should be able to get rid of that one. Adept on this side of the map will be able to get that Reaper. Oh my god, that was close. Right, there's the Oracle. Cyclone's still pretty far away. That tech lab only now kind of starting up. Is he just going to go for the Marines here? Yes, he is. Guys, 2, 3 Marines down. Going to go for the 4th one. Will be able to get it as well. That's a big pickoff right here. Now might be able to get a couple of those SCVs as well. Ooh, come on, get that last one. There you go, 4 already going down. Not too bad, not too bad. Now starting up those Phoenixes as well. We'll be able to safeguard either the Oracle and any other units against the Cyclone here. Going for the Cyclone upgrade as well. Interesting, very interesting. All right. Anyway, this Oracle will be able to stay alive, only taking a smidge of hull damage here. Second Cyclone on the way. No, sir, you will not be able to pick away at that starport from that location. Lock-on is a pretty long-ranged ability, but it's not that long. Kind of sticking in between here. And the 3 Phoenixes might be a lot of trouble, especially with all those other 4 Marines already going down. Ooh, just in a nick of time with the supply depots. Adepts, 3 Adepts now in total. 3rd base coming down for ArT as well. He is rocking away with this game. Going very quickly here. The upgrade for the Cyclone's not yet finished, so I might be able to come in here with a nice timing, pick up those Cyclones and get rid of them. There we have it. Only 4 Marines available. That Oracle is on powered up mode. Will be able to start targeting down anything. Well, only 4 of those units, or 5 works actually gonna. Thanks to the adepts here as well, coming in from the other side. Ooh, only 1 escapes. The Oracle also goes down. That is a big deal. That is, in fact, quite a big deal. But if we look at the work account, 43 versus 31. So, I'm liking ArT's place here. He has 4 of those lovely Phoenixes roaming around as well. Will definitely help him out quite a bit if Future does decide to go for any type of a pressure here. Although he does have those 3 Cyclones. Definitely could be problematic. Phoenixes trying to get themselves some more kills here. And again, the Marine count just absolutely vaporized. Gets out of there before those Cyclones manage to come in as supporting units here. Lovely little bit of harassment there from ArT. He's going to be able to get away again as well. Blink on the way. That is 2 gateways more so. It's the starport. Not actually getting on top of that reactor. Just waiting for the one of the factory, I suppose. This will be depowered, I would imagine. The Cyclones cannot lock on right now, but then again, that also means that they're out of position. So ArT very wisely comes in here. It's going to be picking up more of those SCVs right now. 3 of them, again, gonna go down here. Has 14 workers picked off in total so far. Those Cyclones are not gonna be able to, you know what, catch those Phoenixes there. It's having a pretty reasonable army right now. As well as that work account, of course, of the 3 base. A very nice position here. We're waiting to see how he's going to follow it up, though. Of course, that blink is on the way. +1 attack is on the way as well. Might be able to start pressuring Future a little bit more so with those gateway forces at that time. 4 more gateways as well in that production tab as a... Do we have a War Prism already? No. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do get to see a War Prism coming up relatively quickly here. Not be surprised. Is that going for a double observer right now? Might be in response to the heavy Cyclone numbers, as they will be able to target down those War Prisms, of course, if they do try to, you know what, get used by the Stalkers to provide high ground vision, of course. ArT nicely picking off one of those Cyclones, not taking any damage himself, really. We'll be able to be rather a basky little Protoss right here. Look at that, lovely. Jumping back out of there again as well. The delayed 3rd base, and Future is no longer taking this. The hallucinated Phoenix does see it all, though. All the SCVs from that natural base are being pulled, and ArT needs to reassemble his forces. He did start a Templar Archives. He's not going to be able to get that one in time, though. Charged, almost ready here, but not quite yet. Lock onto that sentry, that might be big. That was full energy. No longer the case, of course, here. Picking up those Cyclones. ArT will be able to hold the high ground here, as he still has a couple of force fields to spare as well, though I'm not even quite sure if he needs to. And there it is, GG being called. ArT just doing too much damage at the start. And Future not being able to recover. So a nice tie-up there for ArT. Is going to be able to, you know, go back 1-1 here. It is going to be Future's map choice. And let's see what will happen there. Ooh, look at that. ArT, alright, let's see what Future will be picking. Nightshade, alright. Nightshade is the map choice. I always thought Protosses like Nightshade a little bit more so, but Future here picking it as his first map. Not too bad, not too bad. Ooh, what happened with ArT? Okay, there we go. Did I? Huh, I must have misclicked. Or something, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway. There is the go from ArT and the go from Future. Alright, guys. Game number 3. Everything is set up again and tied up. So it's basically... it's basically a best of 3 now. After 2 relatively short matches. Or at least matches where the deciding factor of the game most likely was played out rather early on. We have arrived at game number 3 within half an hour. Half an hour, even with a little bit of downtime here. But, you know, I'm not going to be making it a best of 3. It's still a best of 5 with the score to 1-1. In the top left side, the American Terran player from Infinity Gaming. He is Future. In the bottom right side, the pink Polish Protoss fighting for Alpha X. He is ArT. Alright. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. Now we wait. Now we wait to see what I have in store for us. Will Future have another one of those very aggressive builds? Could definitely be cool. Going for that Marine first, as well as, you know, the double gas from ArT in that previous round, of course. Want to keep our eye on that one. It's kind of the relaxing state of the part of the game here, where I would shit talk certain things and stuff with my co-caster. But yeah, I'm alone. I'm alone. So I'm just gonna have to talk to myself for a little bit here. Just a little self-talk. Anyway, Reaper will be coming out, and a Nexus before the Cybercore here for ArT. Very, very standard, and once again, run-of-the-mill kind of play. I say once again, this is the first time actually we see the run-of-the-mill stuff. Which were the first 2 maps? The first one we played was Eternal Empire. That was a Future win. The second one was Everdream, which was a ArT win. And now we're on Nightshade. How are you doing, Cynical Death? What's up with you? Looking on the Liquipedia pages and stuff like that, I see. Thank you for helping us out. And, yeah, much appreciated. As the Reaper, of course, now coming in to this base. Stalker as well. Ready to escort him out again. It's like, sir, this is not where you're supposed to be. You have entered the wrong bathroom. This is for Protoss race only. And you are not a Protoss. You are flaming from the back. You are flaming so heavily. You have 2 flaming sets of, how would you even call this? Well, just actual literal flames following you around. You must be a Terran. There's no other way. Just updated, kinda missed the start of this. It's all good, my dude, it's all good. You guys can't be everywhere at the same time, although that's what you seem to be doing. Bloody Liquipedia stuff, man, everywhere. It's like omnipotence. That's the word, right? Omnipotence. Liquipedia staff members are basically the gods of the internet age. Basically. I mean, you could try to argue with me, but that's an argument you would lose. We are seeing the non-standard play here for ArT, going for the Oracles. Actually, already one Oracle here in the natural base. There are a couple of Marines out. That should be enough to push him backwards. But of course, Oracle's very quick, very nimble. Needs to... oh dear. The Marine's a little bit confused there as well. Not the greatest, and oh, a little bit of miss micro there from ArT, not being able to pick up a 6th worker, but still 5 workers, not too shabby, especially with a 2nd Oracle on the way, and keeping your 1st Oracle alive here. With a mine drop, might be able to get some retaliation to occur on the other side of the map here. Although ArT looks like he is aware so far. Needs to pull his probes though. Ooh, Nelly. Alright, yeah, beautifully done. Very nicely played that from ArT. He's gonna have that Phoenix now as well. It needs to lift up the mine. There it is. Wow, that's cool. Guys, don't look at lifts, guys. That's the lesson here. Trying to kill off the... Oh, boy. Oh, what is happening here? Okay, he's just retargeting endlessly. Absolutely endlessly. This is taking a whole lot of time. I'm surprised he's able to do things in between. It looks like he is, as you can see. Alright, does decide to kill off the adept there, but that's so much mining delay, actually. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's quite a big, hefty red spike right there. Amazing. Considering that he's 36 versus 50 workers, that's a good amount of extra money that he managed to get there. Alright, second phase of this game is going to be on the way. A Stimpack and Combat Shield with the +1 gonna be available pretty soon here, full future, together with a couple of more Widow Mines. And would not be surprised to see him push across the map here with those forces. Although ArT seems to be like he will be okay. Making 6 extra gateways should be the amount of stuff that he needs to really keep his own against this Marine Marauder Widowmine medevac push. There's a good amount of sentries as well. Definitely always helps out. Force Field's a great tool, of course, for the Protoss. Setting some status traps as well. Status wall on the left side, but Future might just be going to push in here into that natural base. ArT trying to lure him towards that location. Actually, the Oracle in the other side luring him the other way. Anyway, he wants to set off that status ward, but so far no success just yet. Another stim coming through rather rapidly. The army of ArT is stuck on the other side here. Because of those Widow Mines, took him a second to get rid of those. The Zealots not being able to warp in here. And an absolute incredible amount of damage so far being achieved by Future. ArT not in the right place, not at the right time. Now it looks like he will be taking quite a hefty punishment here from the Red Terran. And that is it. That's another GG. Future going up 2-1. Once again taking the initiative here. And you know what? What we were afraid of before seems to be coming closer and closer here. I just really hope ArT doesn't lose because of one map difference here. That would be a little bit rough, of course. For you guys who just entered, ArT did have a little bit of a lag spike at the previous, well, the first game. Apparently his screen froze twice. One time we did see him almost disconnect, the other time we didn't, but that was right at the moment in time when all the Hellions of Future just ran past the Stalkers. And ArT was unable to kind of, you know, it forced them out of his base again. Very unfortunate, but that is what happens. Always annoying when that stuff happens and has such an influence on the game. Just something as silly as a lag spike or something like that. But anyway, nothing to do about it. That is the game ultimately. And that is how things sometimes just kind of go. You know what? It's not always perfect. Doesn't always go perfectly swimming. Right, both players ready again. Game number 4 already. Going with a nice speed here. ArT versus Future. Let's see who will be able to, you know what, win the game. We'll tie it back up again. ArT needing 2 victories in a row here. But yeah, I'm rooting for ArT, but at the same time, if he wins this one and then loses the next one... Ouch. Ouch. Anyway. In the bottom left, the pink Polish Protoss. It's his map choice on Golden Wall. He's representing Alpha X. He is ArT. In the bottom right side, we have the red American Terran representing Infinity Gaming. He is on match points and he is a future. Alright. The natural order of things once again happening here. It looks like so far nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing being put in an awkward location. Which is what we like to see. You know what? Punches that are above the belt instead of underneath the belt. Future, you know what? I always like to see Future play. He's a really good Terran player. And I always feel like he hasn't really hit his incredible stride yet, right? He's had some good runs in some tournaments, but ultimately it still kind of feels like he hasn't really hit the stride that he may be able to reach at some points, right? We're gonna see the supply depot lift. No, alright. Future was microing that SUV so much I thought that we were going to, but not the case here. Anyway, ArT knows that he's safe to put down that Nexus before the cybernetics core and is gonna just continue along his merry way. Now, he did have the most success so far with that Stargate being proxied. On the other side of the map, him just kind of making that not as much, of course. Although, you know what, that was kind of also because of the later parts of the game, of course. I mean, the Oracle still did an alright amount of damage. It's just rough when there is a Widowmine that manages to delay your mining for so incredibly long. And how is that Reaper still alive? Oh my god, multiple times that. Felt like he just barely managed to squeeze his way past one of the probes, trying to pin him up against the wall there. Oh, Stalker, one more shot. There we go, that's nice. ArT being able to kill off the scouting capabilities here of Future. He's gonna, well, I guess, did he already see the Twilight? Okay, he did already see the Twilight, and he saw the Stalker, so, I mean, to be fair, you would assume that he realizes that this most likely will be Blink. It's hard to envision this becoming anything else. Like Dark Templar or something like that, maybe, but that would be very, very rare. And not very advisable, I would say. Well, we'll have to wait and see. There's no... Well, he might go for a Raven here, actually. It's looking like it might be Banshees too. Banshee not a horrible play against Protoss right now. Blink Stalkers, yeah, they're pretty good against it, but Banshee's one of those units that is, in fact, mobile and capable enough to kind of avoid Blink Stalkers as well and still manage to get some damage done, especially on a map like Golden Wall. I'd say there's quite a good amount of dead space over here. There's some nice dead space on the bottom as well for them to run back towards to hide from the Blink Stalkers. Gonna come down to that lovely micro here. We have Afrika TV themselves talking to us. I hope that is because we have been thumbs up a crazy amount here. Thank you all so much for helping out. Tuning in, watching these professional players duking it out. Okay, Future does kind of get the confirmation that there will be a third base there. Did see the probe moving in. And the Stalker as well, just kind of coming in to protect that probe, of course. Not wanting to lose it and get that base delayed by a crazy amount. Alright, here is the first Banshee. There is already an Observer available here for ArT. ArT does have Blink as well. Should be able to just jump underneath and voila. There we go. We did lose 4 probes, actually. That's more than I thought Future would get, but hey, that is still what we're seeing over here. Now, that Banshee did force ArT, his Stalkers, to stay across the map here, and that means he will not be able to get as much value as you would normally kind of want to have from those Stalkers. Might hide behind the shrubbery here, would be nice to see, of course, and then just blink away again. It's just gonna stay his course, microing backwards, slowly but steadily. For siege tanks to siege up right here, that is an incredible distance. And you know what, Future, not fancying his odds, just gonna go backwards with most of those SCVs. Did he get more kills with this Banshee? I don't think so. 0 kills on this bad boy. The Observer now fully capable of seeing absolutely everything here. Future might feel like if he just waits here long enough, the Stalkers might try their luck and push through the shrubbery here. Unfortunately for him, of course, we know it's not going to happen. ArT's completely aware of most things here right now. And oh boy, the Stalkers seeing this opportunity, shooting down 2 of the siege tanks, almost getting a 3rd one as well. Absolutely mental. And yeah, I mean, this is just rough. I mean, oh wow, he even gets the 3rd siege tank now as well. Future in a lot of trouble here. This attack absolutely dismantles, and he has to tap out. Wow, ArT, very well played there. A little bit unfortunate at Future. His Banshee, of course, first one getting picked off rather quickly, only getting 4 kills, even though that's more than I thought he would get. Well, seemingly not aware of the position of that Observer above his siege tanks and his Marines. And that did him in. That was some lovely stuff there from ArT. And now we're tied up again. 1-1. Well, 2-2, I mean. And let's see if Future is still okay with the rest being played out on EU. Let's hope he doesn't change his mind. He needs to know the Observer was there. Well, yeah, I mean, maybe after the first blink he wasn't sure, but after the second blink I think he may have been, because those Stalkers came in at the worst time for him every single millisecond. As soon as those siege tanks were in siege, it was like, hello, we're back, we're Stalkers, we like to blink, we like to teleport right on top of you and just get rid of you. Anyway, what's going to be the next map here for Future? That is the question, of course. We still have Zen. We still have Purity and Industry. Purity and Industry it will be. Alright. And we still have Simulacrum as well. Which else? I think that's pretty much it, actually. I think those are our available maps still. Purity and Industry, one of those maps where, you know what, quite some weird stuff can happen, right? You can bring out some good Gouda. A little cheese plate, maybe, you know. Get your aggressive tactics in order. Future, let's see if he does manage to get in here. So far, I mean, if ArT manages to win this one as well, that would be absolutely lovely, of course. Alright, there we go. He did manage to get in there. Lovely stuff. Alright, guys. Game number 5. Game number 5. The first best of 5 series already. Kinda close here. It's no massive macro games yet. Might still occur later. But, I mean, if it's gonna happen at any time, I would kind of expect it to happen right here, right now. I don't even know if it's anyone's fault, really. It's not like anyone has been doing all-ins, necessarily. It's more so that people just kind of died to the early aggression, or their early aggression kind of fell flat on their face. There we go. Alright, guys, in we go. Let me bring you towards the first and, well, final time we get to introduce him, perhaps, of tonight. It's not the first time, but it's the... I don't know why I said first. I tried to fix it, alright, didn't work out. Anyways, the Red Terran in the 12 o'clock location, fighting for Infinity Gaming. He is a Future. Is a pain in the rear right now. The pink Polish Protoss is doing pretty well so far. Representing Alpha X, he is ArT. Right, ArT and Future. They really do seem to be a match made in heaven so far when it comes to StarCraft 2 games. Very equal. Very tight series so far. Future, that's... that second game that he did win, I'm still kind of curious that if we were to go back there and Future went to the third base instead of the natural base, I'm not quite sure what would have happened there. I am not quite sure what would have happened there, honestly. It felt like just going towards that natural base, getting up that ramp before any force fields or anything like that, managed to hit. There was no status trap there. Seemingly to be quite effective for him and securing that win. Something I should point out here, there are 2 gas once again being taken for ArT. He is going to be this aggressive little man again. And setting up a pylon and a stop gate. Or maybe it might be a robo actually. Right? Come on. Come on. Don't leave us in suspense. You have the money. There it is. Stargate once again. I mean, it worked out pretty well previous time. Now, I love this position actually. I wouldn't have minded it if it was over here. A little bit closer. But then again, he might want to just try to fly into the main base anyway, right? So... over here, this is a great spot. Like, for proxies where you're gonna scout, it's most likely over here on this side, over here. And actually, well, alright, ArT proving me wrong. This is getting scouted here. And oh, it's close. It's close. Okay, there we go. He does see it right now. I mean, he knew it was somewhere. He just didn't know where it was. Alright, doesn't try to commit for that pylon this time around. Gonna just try to gun for the main base. There is an adept available though, so shouldn't be able to find too much. First Oracle on the way. Twilight Council as well in production here is the follow-up. Gonna transition into a pretty standard play here. Factory with a tech lab and... Reaper, you know what, I wouldn't waste any energy on that Reaper. I would just go across the map here towards those mineral lines. There's 3 Marines in this bunker at the main base. Soon to be 4. Seems to be okay amount, but I mean, he's still gonna lose a couple of those workers, of course, for Marines. Is he gonna jump on top of those? No, he is not. He's gonna try to get another SCV here. Oh, might be able to get this one as well. I deactivated the laser here. Reaper should go down now as well. One more shot. There it is. Lovely. Little bit of micro there. ArT catching the dancing Reaper. And more gateways being constructed now too. Did we get a second Oracle? No. So nothing else being constructed out of this Stargate. Just a single Oracle here. Did get 3 worker kills, but I'm not quite sure if that is completely worth it. As he did delay his Nexus quite a bit, which means less chrono and less probes overall, of course. He had to get that second gas a bit sooner as well, but so, Also means the delay of that blink here. Which means he might not be as safe for Widowmine drops and that type of stuff. But then, to be fair, let's take a look what he scouted. He saw the tech lab actually on that factory. So he knows it's not, very not likely to be Widowmine drop here. That's if he goes for the tunneling claws, but, or the drilling claws, but... I mean, that's when they would have been lit up, so... Yeah, now gonna start the pressure with those Blink Stalkers. You know what, the Oracle is gonna be able to help out with this as well, of course. We'll be able to provide a high ground vision so those Stalkers can just jump right into the main base here. Now, as a defensive setup, Future does already have those 2 siege tanks, Cyclone and a couple of Marines as well. Just waiting on the verge of this main base here. This one-star Marine, not his lucky day. Oh, ArT might be overextending here a little bit. 2 shots of that siege tank managing to land And ArT needs to be so incredibly careful. Actually taking more shots. Another Stalker dies for free. And that's going to put the end to that aggression right here. Very nicely played there by Future. Pulling off all the aggression that ArT was throwing at him so far. Except for those 3 worker kills, of course. Except for 3 units that did die. Alright, now... charge on the way again. Forge being constructed as well. I'm assuming we're gonna be seeing a move out with the siege tanks and the bio as soon as those 2 medevacs of the reacted starports about to be coming out here. Wouldn't be surprised anyway, especially with the timing of the combat shields, the +1 and the stim pack now all finishing up right now. Should be pretty darn solid. Oh dear lord, is it just continuously shading away with this depth here? Interesting. Just in the nick of time. Alright, Oracle comes in, sees missile turret and gets out of there again. That siege tank here would have not allowed any type of status traps to be placed. And the missile turret's kind of zoning it out from being able to do efficient damage with the pulsar beam. So just kind of setting up, moving back here. Playing it slow, playing it casual. Not a bad call, not a bad call indeed. These Stalkers, they did force out quite a big stim that from most of those Marines. There's no medeffects just yet on this attack. Alright, there they are gonna require a little bit of help here. Okay, so ArT did clear out those rocks in time, which means it's gonna have an easier time for those zealots to get a full, nice, good amount of surface area to attack, make their swings into. And oh my dear lord, Future is going for it. Alright, it all comes down to this. Will ArT be able to hold on? He has a lot of sentries. Would love to see a couple of good force fields here coming down, but the siege tank line coming closer and closer, making this very difficult for ArT to hold on. He is looking for it though. Oh man, it's a good thing he did get rid of those rocks there, but right now it is still looking rather dangerous. He just needs the buy time. Oh, those zealots at the top very late at joining in here. Marvelous force fields though, being able to keep back a lot of the reinforcements, or not allow any of them to kite backwards, of course. And a lot of the workers did die there for Future. Now, ArT not out of the woodworks just yet, still has quite a long way to go. That +1 attack definitely showing its power right now. Status trap managing to land here. But 2 bunkers also completing at the same time. 2 siege sanctions siege. This might be the moment where ArT is going to try to do something here. Definitely wants to get rid of those Marines. Actually, just going to go for the fight here before they re-enter the battlefield. Is that going to be enough here for ArT? It is getting really close. He has to pull the boys as well. 3 of those sentries, they are not a whole lot to help out here. And those zealots, okay, well, they do manage to clean up the Marines on the left side, but there are still Marines in the middle here. And Future taps out. Killing of 18 works, but it wasn't enough. He was still on that 2 base, of course, without most of his workers. And ArT manages to win another game here. Well played by him. Congratulations, even with that unfortunate first game, manages to move on through to the finals. So, great stuff there, great stuff there. Alright. Alright. Let's take a look. That means we're gonna be moving onwards. I need to switch servers here. We're gonna have Vindicta versus Vanya as our next best of 5. Sorry, I'm just getting a little bit messaged on the Discord here. Anyway, guys, coming up, best of 5, Vanya versus Vindicta. Now, I have been tasked to choose a map for them to start on. Simulacrum might be a good one. Nightshade. I hear that Golden Wall is doable. It's a bit of a meme, but it's doable, which is what you thermals said. Man, this is a lot of pressure here. Alright, we'll do Simulacrum. Alright, we'll just stick to that one. So Vindicta doesn't hate me for picking this. Or Vanya. That's and if they do, well, tough titties. Tough titties. Right. Here we go. Shit. Vanya's happy. Not a good sign. It's not a good sign. You thermal? For I mean Vindicta. Not sure if he is here. And I mean, if it is a good map for Vanya, that just means that Vindicta's gonna have more map picks later on. Alright, he's ready. Vanya's ready as well. Guys, getting games started. Remember that we do have a Matcherino page as well, by the way. The Matcherino page is right over here. It's to the top, well, just above the chat. You can see the page. It leads you to this place over here. What you need to do, you want to grab that little code, APS176. Now, you sign in right here. You pick any of these things, right? Anything you have signed in the browser. For me, it's going to be Twitch. It's very easy. All right, let's get through this. Contribute. And this is where you put the code, right? The coupon code. And that it goes over here, APS167. We press contribute. And voila, add it into the prize pool. You don't need to make an account. You don't need to do very much of anything. That is just all that is required. Actually, let me go straight into this. Here it is, guys. Game number 1 between these bad boys. In the bottom right side, there is a red Zerg player. He is from Russia. And he is on B100. Something like that, right? Let me check this, actually. B100 Esports is Vanya. In the top left, the blue Terran. Representing the American Mexicans, he is Alpha X's Vindicta. Alright. Alright. Now, let's hope for a ton of nukes. Let's hope for a ton of ghosts. And a ton of macro from both of these players right here. I am anticipating we're going to be seeing as much as possible. And, yeah. What is this? It looks like some sort of, a valley of some sorts. Has green dots. Green polka dots. Dancing Valley, probably. Is what they would call it. SCV, I know that one. Oh, man. It's fun to be weird sometimes. Anyway. Vanya and Vindicta, I feel like they definitely have quite a good amount of games here. Vindicta, his TVC is just one of a kind. Honestly, it is always a blast to see. And he really, like, when he hits his stride and when he manages to win, well, get to in a position that he likes to be in the game. Oh my dear lord, is it something to behold. It is absolutely marvelous. He is an incredibly quick player and he manages to do quite a bit with all of his actions. And, well, let's see what he will be able to bring to the table this time around. Is gonna look like a very standard opening here. The Reaper with the Hellions. Nothing much else. As Vanya just happily droning away. There is the Hellion switch. Let's put that down on the ground. And a attack map as well. Oh, could be Banshees behind this too. Could be Banshees behind this too. I wouldn't mind seeing Banshees. From the Thunder American Mexican. The Lightning player, as we call him. The Thundering Dorito. Is that a thing? That's how they call him, right? Pretty sure that is how they call him. Going across the map here with the two Hellion Center Reaper very quickly is gonna look to deny some creep here. Good pulling backwards on all those units. Unfortunately, one of the queens there in a perfect position to zone him out. And the Overlord does manage to get a full scout off on that starport, making a Banshee here and the cloak. So, should be getting ready for those cloak Banshees. But nonetheless, you know what? Cloak Banshees might still be able to get some work done. And that's actually a nice pick off there on that creep right there. Looks like it is still being spread towards the top as well, as Vanya is just kind of setting up shop here with these queens still. Vindicta still lurking on the edges, trying to get himself some sort of creep clearing going. Alright, anyway. There is the Zerglings now coming on through. Oh dear, they do manage to get one of those Hellions rather nicely. Where's the Banshees actually? Do we already have a Banshee out on the field? There he is, alright. Wow, that is a skin that makes it look like it's cloaked, even though it's not just yet. No, not going in just yet. Right now, two more Hellions do enter the fray. As Vindicta is still making those Banshees right here. Is he just making them to deny creep? That's the question. That's on my mind right now. Spore Crawlers are available, so shouldn't be able to get too much done. Hellions getting another one of those creep tumors. A lot of drones on the production tab. Evo chambers and the lay attack both starting up here. Now, I like that Vanya went for a little bit of a slower lay attack here with overall. Normally, well, you could get it a little bit quicker in case if you are afraid of those bio pushes, but of course with the Banshees coming in here, it makes sense that those are going to be delayed a little bit here. Aren't going to be able to hit as quick as normally. Oh, he is able to do quite a bit here with those Banshees. He's going to pick off another queen here. Loses a Banshee though. That's unfortunate. Vanya now going up to 4 bases. Vindicta having that 3rd base set up. Transforming into an orbital command. Looks like he will be going to take that low ground here, I assume, which would help out with him to do those pushes, of course. As long as he's closer to the Zerg, it's going to be easier to run back and forth, trying to deal with counterattacks and stuff like that, and then immediately put the hurt on his opponent again. For Terrans, of course, always better to be closer towards your opponents, as they have such an enormous defender's advantage. There it is. Vanya now getting that 4th base. Now, what else are we seeing? +1/+1 at the same time. Kind of finishing up for both these plays. Lay attack, of course, already ready for Vanya. Will be able to start that up rather quickly. No armory just yet for Vindicta, though. So, looks like he might be a little bit delayed with starting the +2/+2. Let's hope that Vanya will not be going to start those immediately. Otherwise, we might have a little bit of a timing here where Vindicta is going to be set behind. There is the factory right now. Stimming quite aggressively, wants to get that queen immediately when he saw that one. Oh, those siege tanks still in the medevacs here. That's rough. Actually sacrificing 2 siege tanks to get those marines out of dodge again. Well, actually just 1 siege tank. The other one very low HP. That was a bit questionable in my opinion. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Just a quick decision making from Vindicta. Kind of backfiring there, I suppose. A worthy try. If he put those siege tanks right on top of the banelings, that would have been pretty cool to see, of course. Unfortunately, that did not happen. Just immediately all those banelings blowing up on those siege tanks may have been able to cause quite a stir. There, now the Marines stimming forward again. The siege tank on the high ground this time. Surprise! Vanya might be able to get it this time though. Oh yeah, does clean it up. Alright. That was fun. That was a fun little thing there. Unfortunately for Vindicta, Vanya already going up to her 5th base here. Vindicta only now starting his 4th. So definitely could be a little bit of trouble here. He is still dropping onto sides, so might still be able to get a little bit of value here. Well, he needs to be careful. The army of Vanya right now, pretty scary with the amount of Zerglings and Banelings that he has. Looks like Vanya is setting up on both sides here. Just chilling. Having more than enough to defend. Gonna go straight into the main base with the double medevac on the top still. Kinda doing its own thing as well. Wow, that is a very quick hive tech as well. The +2, when as soon as the +2/+2 for Vanya finishes, I think that, well, he's going to be very quick with that +3/+3 as well. Most likely we will be seeing the Ultralisk coming out as well. And that's never a bad thing, of course. Vindicta trying his best to clear the creep here. Like, he's no slouch with this, but it's just so much Zerg right now that it's becoming quite scary. What does he have at home? He still has 1, 2, 3 siege tanks. Some Widow Mines now being constructed as well. I like that they are on top of the ramp. There goes his 4th base. Needs to make this a planetary fortress, of course. But yeah, Vanya just, he's just everywhere. He's just not letting Vindicta get any breathing room here. As he slowly but surely just, wow, Vanya just remorseless coming in right now. The drilling class not yet available for those Widow Mines either. There's quite a bit of stuff happening here actually. Look at that. One Liberator though manages to set up shop right here on top of this previous 4th base of Vanya. Killing off a couple of those works, but at the same time, of course, Vindicta losing 9 as well on his own turf. And still not really finding a way to, to get rid of all that creep. Still needs to find something here, so he's going to be able to get that creep gone and away with. So he can actually start pushing across the map here. Another Liberator, but already we're seeing a Spore Crawler immediately being created here. Oh dear, there was a helmet there, but it's not going to be enough. More Widow Mines being set up on top of that. Good retargeting. Needs to watch out. The SCVs are in trouble. They all get killed off, so there might not be enough repair here on the planet. Actually, it does still stay alive. Vindicta again with a lovely Liberator harassment. Actually, I mean, yeah, Vanya, you might be able to do a whole lot on the other side of the map here, continuously picking away at that 4th base. But Vindicta finding enough room there right now to actually get some stuff done himself as well. As the drilling class almost finished up. The +3/+3 pretty equal as well, so no major advantages here for either of these players. These Zerglings are going to be met by those siege tanks and a couple of those Marines as well. Needs to lift up though, so quite a bit of delayed mining here for Vindicta, of course, still. And Vindicta trying his best to keep this multi-pronged harassment going. Another Liberator once again just setting up here. There's no Spore Crawler on either of these bases. Look at that. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. Just keeping Vanya absolutely busy. And Vanya sending some links over here just one by one. They're not going to be enough this time around. 7 kills on this Liberator. This Liberator right here, 5 kills. A lot of that is, of course, those larvae as well, of course, but still not too bad. That means that's no more drones from those guys. No more Zerglings either. And you know what, Vindicta, this is going very well for him so far. 46 workers only available right now for Vanya after Vindicta managed to kill 38 workers. Now he still needs to be able to keep himself alive, of course. I mean, he did sacrifice all those Liberators, so now he may not have the best of answer against the Ultralisk that are running in here. He's losing a lot of his economy as well. Is he still on the other side? Yes, he is. Those Marines trying their best, but they are going to get chomped away by the Ultralisk. That is very unfortunate. Vindicta may actually lose this right now. Yeah, oh my dear lord, that was a crazy game. He got himself in a very good economic spot. Vanya, though, was well enough prepped so he could get himself sorted still with a major army just running across the map here. Wow. Wow, that was some non-stop aggression right there. Holy moly. Alright, we are going to go into the European server. These boys are going to be switching back and forth. There we go. There we go. Alright, let's see what map Vindicta wants to play upon. I swear, if he says not Simulacrum, I'm gonna lose my mind. Let's wait and see. Alright. So, yeah, well played that by both the players. Honestly, Vindicta makes some amazing moves, but just not being able to really clean it out there and finish off his opponents. And then just not having enough stuff anymore back at home. I mean, if he still had those 2 extra Liberators, maybe, right? Maybe. He would have been able to deal with those Ultras a lot easier, of course. Would he have been able to hold on, though? That's the question. There was still a whole lot of Zerglings and a whole lot of Banelings as well. Not making life easy there for our Alpha X Terran player. Alright, both players are good to go once again. Game number 2, Vanya and Vindicta. Let's see how that is gonna, well, end up this time around. Some muff flying around in my room. He's just trying to get on top of the lights. He's not gonna have a good time when he does, I think. I don't think he will. Anyway, guys, game number 2. Game number 2. In the bottom right side, there is a blue Mexican-American Terran fighting for Alpha X and fighting for, well, 3 more points on the board. He is Vindicta. Will he be able to meet his teammates in those finals right there? Or will the red Russian Zerg in the top left side manage to get himself a spot as well? He's fighting for B100 Esports. He is Vanya. Camera movements. It's a ridiculous thing, isn't it? Sometimes you do it and you feel like a pro. Sometimes you do it and you're just like, well, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, wait, can I go? Oh, that's pretty cool. I never knew. Look at that. You can actually... I never knew this. You can actually make the camera go a slightly further distance as you are observing until you go too far and then it stops following. But up until that point, you can actually kind of get yourself there. What if I do it like this? Okay, that's not possible. So you got it. That's awkward, honestly. But you know what? Still pretty cool. Still pretty cool. Anyway. Yeah, enough caster nonsense and camera things. There is a command center on the way, there's a Reaper on the way, there's a spawning pool on the way, and a Sagnatchery very quickly here. Which, well, I say very quickly, it's the usual timing, the usual stuff. Kind of what we are expecting to see here. Huh. There's the gas factory. Probably gonna see the reactor very quickly here. There it is. Lovely, lovely. Reaper on that 3rd base. Not pressuring those links right now. It's not how it's supposed to go, Vindicta. Alright, there we go. Gotta be harsh to these players sometimes. Yeah, that's a very well protected creep zoomer right now. Is not gonna get picked off here. Vanya being very secure about it though as well, right? He put it quite far behind the creep line. So the queen does manage to very quickly scoot in front of it. And keep it safe. Keep it secret. And most of all, keep it safe. Alright, Hellions as well as the starport immediately behind it as well. We may see a tech lab once again coming down on this barracks. Still a timing opportunity there. The tech lab very quick in the production tab, of course. Marine on the way. You know, we're gonna see it. Oh, no, just kind of flies it over here. It's gonna be trying to find that Overlord that usually hides on this little perch here. It's not going to be the case. The Overlord actually coming in from the bottom left side of Vindicta's base. And now it's going to be able to see that third command center. The very, very quick third command center. Was going to be Vanya's response to this? That is the next question, of course. He only has the Zerglings. He doesn't even have a Baneling Nest or a Roach Warren in the production tab, let alone ready for Roach and Baneling production. So he's kind of limited in what he wants to do here. He's just going to drone up, it looks like so far. And that's a pretty solid choice as well, of course. I mean, if you know you're not going to get attacked anytime soon, you may as well just start droning up like mad. Especially if, well, he is still going to get a little bit of pressure, right? I mean, Hellions and Banshees, but you don't fully need an entire army and absolutely everything dedicated to trying and hold this. Right, couple of Hellions with the Reaper, looking to deny some creep again. Maybe scoot on through past those queens once more. It's gonna be rough. It is gonna be rough. Quite a lot of Korean talk in the moment in the chat as well. Hope you guys are having a good time watching the American versus the Russian. A classic match, of course. Up to Cold War cases standards. Cloak almost ready here, but of course we already have the Spore Crawlers as the Overlord getting the absolute best scout in the world available. There is a Spore Crawler here, Vindicta. Oh dear. Okay, does manage to get out of there. Would have still had more than 30 well, health if the patch notes were on right now, of course. Would not have taken another one of those shots. I'm not sure if it would have mattered too much anyway, but right, here we go. Trying to get another creep tumor here. Actually, being quite successful with the creep tumor hunting. Needs to be careful. Actually, there is no Spore Crawler here. He's going to be able to pick off maybe two of the... Oh god, the Spore Crawler comes in. He unburrows the Spore Crawler. That is very interesting. Wants to get a little bit further out there, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense, I suppose. His Banshee will fall, though. A little bit over-eager, trying to deal damage on that hatchery right there. Trying to soften it up, ready for a push later on. Scan lands, sees there's well, a macro hatch and a layer on the way. And that +1/+1 here for Vanya, very quick on. Very early on. Much earlier than the +1/+1 for Vindicta. Right. Another factory on the way here. As well as a armory. Most likely getting himself the further upgrades, of course, as well as the drilling class upgrade. Once again, as we're seeing, Widow Mines being the tech choice for Vindicta once more. Now he starts pushing across the map here. Needs to get on top of those creep tumors because they are growing absolutely at an insane record pace here for Vanya. It looks like they are absolutely everywhere. And that's a lot of... Actually, Baneling Speed not yet completed, so... Vanya a bit hesitant on trying to push in here. But you know what, with the queens now available, they don't in fact have enough energy for putting down more creep tumors. May help out in favor there. Ooh, not the greatest Widowmine connection, unfortunately. And Vindicta has to pick up again. But you know what? That's quite a bit of denial on that creep here. Was about to pass by half the map mark. Instead, you know what? Still a little bit close towards that 4th base. And Vindicta, in he goes again, just managing to clean up so much creep right now. Doing a wonderful job. I was afraid that I was getting a little bit out of hands here, but you know what, that is still pretty solid stuff for Vindicta so far. Already built a wall behind this as well, and needs to sacrifice banelings. Vanya does too. He does want to get through here, but Widowmine's burrowing behind, so isn't going to try to come in there just yet. Mutalisk now on the map as well, so the drilling class coming in. Sensor tower immediately being thrown down, as well as... Wait a moment. Alright, we already have missile turrets. Already having missile turrets here, very advantageous for Vindicta. Isn't going to be going to lose all his workers immediately. Starting Thor production, I like that actually. Very well thought of. Vanya's... This is quite late actually. The hive tech is going to be rather late this time around. The previous time when we did see Vanya taking on Vindicta, he had that hive tech very quickly. He had the +3/+3 very quickly as well. And it looks like this time around Vindicta will have a little bit of a timing here. He might be able to get that +3/+3 before Vanya actually gets close to it. And that is always very nice to see, of course, for those Terrans, as those upgrades are absolutely massive. But then again, I mean, Vanya already on 5 bases. Vindicta still kind of struggling on the 3 bases right now. Just have a reasonable economy, but if we take a look over here, yeah, this is just one big wave of red right now. Vanya is riding into victory, it looks like. Getting further and further ahead. So what else are we seeing? We're still seeing more upgrades for the Mutalisk. So Vanya kind of committing here to the Mudmuds. 17 so far, and I mean it definitely will be kind of good against Vindicta's normal style, as Vindicta loves to go for a lot of drops, a lot of Liberator harassment, stuff like that, right? Everywhere across the map. And that's a little bit tricky to do right now for him. Something else we haven't seen just yet from Vindicta are those Ghost Academies. A signature play for Vindicta, of course, those Ghosts. We'd love to see them make an appearance here as well. Is not yet the case though, unfortunately. And we'll have to... Ooh, dear lord, not going to be in time to repair that one. And I don't blame him, because that is... Oh boy, he might lose the upgrades here. Losing the upgrades here is absolutely massive. He cannot afford to lose both of them. Losing one is bad, but losing both of them, that is going to be abysmal here. As Vanya now does have that, Hive Tech ready. And he should be able to set up his own +3/+3 at any time right now, as he does have more than enough money. Vindicta in a bit of trouble here as well. It looks like he may not have enough. Ooh, the Widowmine's not getting the greatest connections, as those banelings are just rolling on through into the mineral line. Boom goes those banelings, and a lot of SCVs die. That is not the best moments here for Vindicta. Not what you would like to see as a Vindicta fan. Widowmine's here on the left side, still kind of protecting here, but might need those to try and make something happen on the other side of the map here. Vindicta, you know what? Needs to get something done. I wouldn't really mind it if he does try to go for some sort of all-in here. Or at least try to push across the map, although he doesn't have the best of army supplies. He may just want to try and get max army again, and then try to start pushing across the map here. It's rough. It is rough. He needs to get something done, that's for sure. And he knows he's in a pickle. He knows he's... you know, it's short on time here, and that's with him knowing about just the 5 bases instead of the 6 base as well. That's now on the way. Circlings and banelings rolling on through. Nothing really here to protect this planetary fortress. The SCVs sacrificing themselves trying to keep that planetary fortress alive here. Quick use of that supply depot. And oh my god, Vanya, that is just disgusting. Look at how well he is with splitting off those links, actually. That was ridiculous. Vindicta not retargeting those mines, unfortunately. Losing those banelings, or the Widow mines very quickly, as well as those the Widow mines at the backside of his base, not yet ready to launch again. And that may be it here, guys. Vindicta has to tap out once again. GG is called. Vanya going up 2-2-0 right now. Setting himself on match point. Vindicta needs to get himself 3 wins in a row. That's rough. That is rough indeed. Alright, so going back to the US of A service, it's going to be a slight advantage for Vindicta there, but I mean, the previous time around didn't seem to give him that much of an advantage, unfortunately. Is it going to this time around? I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know if that's going to be the case. We're going to have to wait and see. Let me actually... Somebody called this, what I was wearing, a bathrobe previously, I believe. But it's not. It's like a hoodie, right? It's a nice, cool little hoodie. He can do it. He has been saving the nukes, right? Yeah, he needs to really bring out the nukes this time around. If he does wants to get himself that victory. Eternal Empire is going to be map choice. And that's one of those maps where, you know what, I have seen him use those nukes over and over again. We'll have to wait and see. Alright, there he is. He's getting impatient, it looks like, just joining in as soon as I start it up. Guys, remember we have those Matcherino pages. We'd love for you to help us out with that one. Definitely go check it out. We still have some codes available, so if you want to support the stream, if you want to support the players for free, then that's the way to do it. The Matcherino codes are right above the chat, so if you go above the chat, there's a website. Go to the website. You can sign in with any type of real profile that you already have signed in your browser, such as Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Google, Battle.net, all that good stuff. Sign in and use that code APS167 in the coupon code after you press on contribute, and then you will add 50 cents to the prize pool for free. No charge, nothing. Just some good old free money for some StarCraft 2 players. What's better than that, guys? What is better than free money for StarCraft 2 players? I don't think it gets much better than that. Anyway, in the top right side, there is a blue Terran player. He is fighting for Alpha X, the American Mexican. He is Vindicta. Also a honorary Dutchman. If we do have to believe him, but I'm not quite sure about that one. Anyway, in the bottom left side, there is a red Zerg going for a spawning pool first. Smelling a victory here, it seems. He's from Russia, B100 Esports, Vanya. Alright guys, also remember to up the stream, definitely helps us out, makes us more visible and gets us more attention on the platform overall. The thumbs up is on the bottom right. If you go out of your full screen, just a little button right there, it says up with a little thumb, and that should be giving us a little bit of extra, you know what, just overall visibility for the event. Would be very much appreciated. Alright. Alright. Guys, I mean, Vindicta in a little bit of a pickle here. A little bit of trouble. Hasn't found his stride just yet. It feels like he's just falling behind on bases. It feels like he's just not being able to get any damage dealt on Vanya in the early part of the game here. And he has been trying a lot of the same, to be fair. Like, he has been trying the same kind of build and style here a lot, and maybe it's just that Vanya has kind of figured this out, and now he's just actively going against that. And well, I would love to see Vindicta going for a battle cruiser or something else, anything really on this map. You know what? Maybe even the Hellbat Ghost Push, right? Who knows? That something like that, anything really that could throw his opponent off here. A proxy starport with Hellions. Sure, let's do it. Let's go. But he needs to find something here to catch his opponent off guard, and because you know what, Vanya is just abusing the fact that he knows that Vindicta doesn't do that too much, it seems, and he's getting himself that quick third base. He's just droning up like crazy. I mean, to be fair, he is scouting a lot as well to ensure that he can get away with this, right? But still. Okay, well, so far Hellions and a starport in his own base. There is a tech lab on the way, but there is of course still this SCV in the bottom right side. Are we gonna see an armory or a fusion core being thrown down here? That's the question. Come on, do it. You know you want to. Well, alright, I'm not gonna keep watching here. I have to wait and see. So Overlord is going to be able to scout the starports with the tech lab, but he will not scout the armory. Okay, so it will be a... oh, actually going to go for Medifex right here. Alright, and gets himself Cloak afterwards as well. That is... huh. That's interesting. It's very interesting. Maybe a follow-up after the Hellbat push with a Medivac. He is going to be going for the Cloak Banshee play. We'll have to wait and see. For Hellions, you know, kind of looking pretty normal so far with that Reaper here. And a Roach Warren, actually. We haven't seen the Roach Warren just yet. He's going to block off this natural pathway into his natural. A natural pathway. I suppose that already kind of explains the entire thing. More Hellions now coming on through. Gonna start wave pathing there towards that Zerg base. How many do we have? We have 7 Hellions right now. Gonna transform themselves into Hellbats right here. 2 Marines and a Reaper as well, with a Medevac here to support. What does Vanya have right now? He doesn't have a single Roach. He has 6 Roaches on that production tab, but they are not yet here. They are not ready to help out. There are a couple of drones there on the bottom, but so far we're not seeing them being targeted down. Vindicta coming on through, tries his best to get on top of those queens. There we go, there's one of them going down. A lot of Lynx here, but Lynx not the greatest tool against those Hellbats. Nice targeting down of that Medevac, so... oh, using the Reaper nade as well. You know, a lot of the queens die, but not a whole lot of drone damage has been achieved. And we're already seeing like 10 drones on the worker tab, or the production tab here for Vanya. And I have to say, I mean, this might delay overall the creep spread a little bit. But other than that, it doesn't hurt Vanya all that much. I guess he's a bit more likely to take damage from the Banshee right now, as he doesn't have that many queens, and the Banshees, they can of course cloak. And oh, Hyper Flight Rotors going for the Banshee speed here, chasing down some queens as well, realizing this is an opportunity that he can just take. This other queen here very low as well, might be able to target that one down. Goes for it, gets it. Only a Spore Crawler now remaining. Let's take a look. There's 1 queen available, only 9 roaches. There is a Spire on the way as well, though, so that is going to put a stop to the Banshee harassment overall. Where is the Spire, actually? Let me take a look. Okay, so there it is. Did Vindicta see this? He did not. Okay, so that is still a problem here. A little bit of a problem area. But we are seeing full-blown mech coming out of Vindicta here. Right, you gotta love to see it. He needs to do something here, and he's changing it up, that is for sure. He's definitely changing it up. But, you know what, I'm not sure how much he can still afford to invest into these, into the Banshees. He stopped producing them for a little bit here. Going into Cyclones, that is a good thing for him to do. We're gonna need to see a armory being thrown down as well, and at any... oh wait, actually we already have one, of course. So yeah, I would love to see the Thor production coming in as well, after a couple of those Cyclones as the initial little bit of anti-air potential damage dealers. Alright, 0 Mutalisk on the field just yet. 2 in the production tab. Not that much here. Vindicta needs the micro. There we go. Lovely stuff so far. It's going to be able to keep his Banshees alive. And there's the Mutalisk now, though. Targeting down one of those Banshees immediately. And, yeah, there's the Thors. As soon as we see that, immediately producing those bad boys. More factories on the way now. Yes, there is a 4th base already produced as well for Vindicta. So that is kind of remarkable that now that he is going to go for the slower style, the mech here. Seems like he's a lot quicker on his expanding. Oh, Vanya also getting himself that 5th base here. Banshees once again trying to get some work done. Being able to run away from those mutas whenever they need to, luckily for them. Look at them chase. They're still a little bit quicker, but it's crazy actually. Speed Banshees, they are like one of the quickest things in the game, and then Muta's still a little bit quicker here. Not quick enough to really catch them, unfortunately. Fool them. Oh, nice lock-ons here. Might be able to get... Oh, actually not getting a single one there. Unlucky. Unlucky. Here's the Hive Tech now on the way, as well as, of course, that 6th base about to finish up. He's going for melee attack and the +1 missile attacks here. So is that Roach Warren available as well? That's a lot of Ravagers actually. Looking to bile down some siege tanks here, I suppose. Might be able to bile down some Thors with these numbers, honestly. And the Great Aspire now as well being added in. I think the Great Aspire not the best choice against the Thors. Then again, how many Thors are we really seeing on that production tab? Not that many anymore. More so siege tanks right now. And I don't blame Vindicta as he is playing against mostly Roaches. He needs to have his Banshees at home. Where are the Mutalisks? This time he actually doesn't have any. Alright, so... Yeah, overall I'd say still pretty good place here for Vindicta. He's doing alright. Those Banshees still being able to chase down those Ravagers. There's, well, no more Mutas whatsoever. Really only 2 Mutalisks were created, basically trying to get rid of those Banshees. And they're still here. They're still kicking. I guess they did kill one of them. One of them in total, but I mean if there's 4 of them, that's not that impressive. Unfortunately, oh, Corruptus almost being able to take down one as well. But they do manage to get out. How many Thors do we have? We have 2 Thors and more Thors. There we go. Okay, thank God Vindicta gets himself more anti-air here. He saw the Corruptus, so he knows that most likely it will be Brute Lords here. Coming out for Vanya, who is now starting to get himself a... what's that actually? No, it's a 6th base. Okay. Vindicta, Blue Flame. It will be able to kill off a couple of those Zerglings. But you know what, a great surround there from Vanya. Good control. Being able to kill off those guys. And at the same time starting to get this push going. And with only 2 Thors here, I'm a little bit worried for Vindicta that he may have to sacrifice this base here. How many Cyclones does he have? Let's take a look. 5 Cyclones, 3 Thors. There is another Thor here somewhere. Link's coming in from behind as well, though. A beautiful surround here from Vanya is going to be able to get quite a bit of that fire targeting on the wrong units there. And it looks like, you know what, those Thors are not going to be able to deal with these immense number of Brute Lords. And Vindicta lost this entire mech army. This is not looking all that swell, guys. Vindicta in a lot of trouble. Might go down 3-0 right now. He is making more Thors, but in the end it may be too little. It may be too late. Thors rotating around there. Right, there are Banshees trying to do some counter-aggression. There is quite a couple of them, 5 in fact. Some of them chasing down those Roaches. They need to lower the amount so that Thors can actually start cleaning up the Brute Lords here. Vindicta. What can he really get done here? Once they have those Hellbats out as well, of course, to help out against the Broodlings. And it looks like, you know what, Brute Lords, the right call in this sense. Making Vindicta go for a whole lot of those siege tanks. And then just making a quick switch here into the Brute Lords. Not giving Vindicta enough time to assemble a big Thor army. And getting absolutely Just destroyed here, unfortunately. Every Vindicta fan, you might want to close your eyes about now. And if it turns out good, I'll tell you and you can open up your eyes again. But right now, this is... Oof. This is just incredibly rough, right? Vindicta comes in with one final bit of army, trying to get some magic to happen here. Will he be able to do so? There's so many Ravagers. He's targeting down the Corruptors right now, and then he might be able to get some work done on those Spirit Lords. But there it is. GG. Vanya takes the game here as well. And, yeah, it takes a clean 3-0 victory. Very unfortunate for Vindicta, a tough opponent, and this opponent was a bit tougher. Right, so that means we're gonna go into Vanya versus ArT as the finals, which will be a best of 7. Which we can play completely and entirely on Europe, which is a nice thing, of course. You know what? We don't have to worry about switching back and forth. And hopefully that is going to provide ArT with a little bit more of a stable game here. Alright? Alright. Alright? Alright. Alright? Yeah, okay. Okay. Right. I still need to pick a map here. Oh, dear lord. Alright, what is a... I think Nightshade, right? We're just going to go with Nightshade, okay? Although, to be fair... I think I started off with a good map for Zergs there as well, with the Vindicta versus Vanya game. Man, oh man. Let me inform Vanya, of course, that this will be played entirely on EU. Right. Oh, he's already here. Great. Okay, that's good. Let's saying go. Let me take... Right, guys. There is actually something else that I kind of want to talk to you about. Let me prep this for a moment. There we go. We are, you know what? We are very fortunate with all the sponsors that we have. And one of them is, in fact, Red Bull. Red Bull, a marvelous sponsor for esports overall at the moment, of course. It is amazing to see them kind of investing into RTS here overall. They're not only investing into us as a StarCraft 2 team, but they're also investing in Age of Empires #2. A great old RTS game that has a lot of potential, of course. Recently remastered, remade, and made a definitive edition as well. Anyway, that tournament has a prize pool for 20,000 euros. That's a whole lot of smackaronos. And they're up for grasp, guys. You might be able to get a good chunk of that prize pool if you sign up for that tournament, of course. I'm not quite sure if there's still any registration slots open, unfortunately. But anyway, the tournament will be played. Let me actually take a look. Thursday, the 30th. So tomorrow we'll have this tournament happening. Let me, guys, show you actually the tournaments. The Red Bull Wololo qualifier #2. That is right over here. Tomorrow on Thursday, this will start with a bunch of qualifiers, I believe. Let me actually... And... Oh, no, wait, actually, the finals... Oh, no, I'm confused. Yeah, the main event. The main event is going to be on Thursday, and then the finals will be taking place on the May 3rd. May 3rd, so here you have it actually, round of 6, Sunday, and Saturday they have a bunch of stuff as well. But on Thursday it all starts off, so if you want to check it out, definitely go check it out. It seems like a very great tournament and worth your time. Anyway, much appreciated, Red Bull. Go check them out, twitch.tv/Red Bull. As twitch.tv/Red Bull, and go catch yourself all the Age of Empires action. Alright. Get out of the way. Let's see if these boys are still ready. They are. Alright. Okay. Then we're going to get things rolling. We're going to continue on into the finals. This is a best of 7. So it's going to be a little bit longer here. Now, ArT did manage to beat a Terran today. One of the greater Terrans in America, future. Might be the best Terran, actually, in America. But that's a hard... I'm not quite sure, though. He might be. At least at some point he was. Anyway. It might be some other people. Massa, of course, always still on the prowl as well. You used to have Cuddlebear and Vindicta, but it's rough. It's rough to say, honestly. In the top left side, we have our first player right here. The first one to qualify for the finals. He is the pink Polish Protoss. He is none other than... Alright, come on, Kozan, you can do this. Then, ArT. Don't know what happened there. I usually don't mess that up that much. Anyway, the bottom right, the Zerg player in the blue. He's the Russian B100 Esports is Vanya. Making another base here. Keeping that Overlord above it. Doesn't want to get blindsided here by some sort of a fancy cannon rush. Not happening so far just yet. ArT is going to scout this. He's going to be able to kind of keep himself at a good level of intel. Well, he will figure out that he can go straight into that Nexus here. And there it is. There it is. Alright, now. He is only mining gas with 2 probes. Not quite sure what that says, but does mean he is still optimally mining minerals here, of course. Guess that is the more important thing. Alright, now. Yeah, we're just gonna have to kind of wait for this game to unfold. Is that a... It's not a spawn kill first. No, never mind, Doug. Ah, man. Doubting myself. Doubting my calls. Vanya versus Vindicta has been played. Vindicta, he got a little bit crushed. He got 3-0'd. And wasn't pretty. Was not pretty at all. Oh, that's a bit of a... It's a bit of an oof. Once... Alright, sorry for everyone who got an epileptic shock. Wasn't my intention. Probe hidden here for ArT, of course. It will be difficult for Vanya to hide a probe. Not finding any type of hatchery there. Just yet. Checks this other location. No hatchery here. What is this, Vanya? Are you actually trying to do something cheeky here? You're just playing it on the safe side. You're trying to not get hatchery blocked. He's getting himself a very, very quick +1 attack, actually. Which is rather interesting. You don't see this every day. Might be going for some sort of a baneling play here because of this. Might indicate this. Anyway, 3 extra gateways on the way as well as a robotics facility. Twilight Council was already available. Could very well be a Glaives coming in here, and there it is. So yeah, Glaive attack here. Most likely to be facilitated by that War Prism. Overlord already leaving his little high ground perch here. Don't always see him leaving this early on. But this might mean that he is going to be able to fly in from an unexpected angle at some later point. Might get the scout that way. Because right now he's not all that clear as to what is going on in the base of ArT. I guess he did see the robo. Which already kind of indicates that, of course, it is not a Stargate. The more important parts, and very often you already have that Twilight Council anyway, right? With that robo there. Although I guess maybe, like, it's been a really long time since I've seen it, but maybe Immortal Century timing attacks off of the 2 base still could be a thing as well. Not really making use of those adept glaives then, but oh well. Bit unfortunate that he does warp in all these adepts underneath the Overlord. So small light heads up here for those Zerglings to start moving in the right position here. It looks like, well, 2 drones do die, but so far not too much being achieved by ArT. Oh, those adepts need to shed away here. Sending himself up against the wall, trying to stay safe against those Zerglings, but they do have the +1, of course. A little bit precarious. Okay, the adepts trying to get on top of the ramp right now. Want to reduce that surface area as much as possible, but looks like those links are doing really well so far against the adepts. More adepts are coming in though. Only 2 workers so far killed off, and this little very quick +1 attack upgrade for those links, it seems to be working out really well against the adept play. Although right now, actually, maybe I spoke too soon, as he did lose about 50 links. That's a lot of links. That's a whole lot of links, and the adepts are still here, of course. Is there still something in? Oh, that's the observer, actually. All right, so let's see the shade coming on through, and now a recall immediately. That is just not really in time, but you know what? More adepts on the 3rd base. How many links is that? That's only 60 links, actually. So maybe overstaying is welcome here a little bit. Is adding in a Dark Shrine behind this as well as Blink as a +1 attack. As +1 carapace for Vanya now coming through as well. Sentries and... okay. Okay, well, ArT does go for a 3rd base, so he's not completely just going for this now. We're an all-in. Isn't gonna try to commit for some sort of a timing attack completely. Nice targeting there with those 4 adepts. Killing off 2 drones at the same time, even though Queens and Zerglings were nearby as well. Manages to target both of those and then fly the Warp Prism in as well at the same time. Nicely done, and nicely done indeed. Of course, with those projectiles, it is so incredibly easy to have just all 4 of them shooting the same thing. I'm not quite sure how he did that, honestly. That was, that's rather impressive, especially considering as well that the AI will shoot the queens first and foremost, right? We'll try to get rid of those in the first place, but... Okay, 2 extractors here on the 3rd base as well as the 4th base on the way. ArT is in a pretty reasonable spot, I'd say. Didn't kill that many workers, only 9. But, I mean, he killed off 71 Zerglings. 71 Zerglings. That is, if you made all of those into drones, that's 35 workers, right? That is insane amount of damage, and you know what? Vanya doesn't have them anymore either, so only has 15 right now. It's gonna have to do a whole lot of droning at some later points. ArT starting this series off pretty reasonably well. Still putting the pressure on his opponents here, keeping Vanya busy, making those army units. Look at that, 32 more links on the way now, as well as speed, and getting himself +2 melee attack as well. I was kind of expecting a secondary Evo chamber to be added in around this time, but doesn't seem to be completely necessary for, well, according to Vanya, of course. I think we should just assume then that that is going to be the case. It's a lot of banelings. A whole lot of banelings. 18 plus 19. It's more than I would need. Or would would feel comfortable standing near. Just one baneling kind of exploding on top of me. Wouldn't end up the greatest. of pleasures. More links on the way. I think Vanya is just going to go for a big old attack right now with all these banelings that he has accumulated here. I'm not quite sure if ArT is aware. He does almost have Storm. He has a good amount of force fields as well, but there are the Ravagers at the same time. Okay, ArT figuring this out right now. There are the force fields. The banelings are not allowed to get on top of those High Templar. They desperately need to spam out all those Storms, and they're doing quite a good job so far, killing off a large amount of those banelings. 21 of them already getting killed here. A couple of the banelings trying to go into that fourth base, but nothing was established just yet. 3 banelings there for a Zealot. That is never a good trade. Oh, and ArT at the same time coming in with a bunch of adepts here. Manages to get the shade to the natural base, but Vanya is on top of that one though. Will not allow that to do a whole lot of damage. Then again, I mean, once more we see that Vanya invested a whole bunch of those larvae to start making those links, and he's only on 63 workers, right? It's not like an end game amount of workers just yet, and he's continuously just spamming out links right now. And ultimately, you know what? He needs to try and get some real damage dealt to ArT if this is going to be the way he wants to play, and it's just not really happening just yet. And there is another Storm being thrown down. Absolutely saving ArT so far. Double Archon drop as well. There they go. One of them over here, one of them over here. And just gets the heck out of dodge. This base is gonna go down actually. It looks like the army of ArT not in a good position to help this out here. Banelings. Is he gonna invest Banelings to try and kill off the Nexus? Oh, Dark Templar though. Right on top of those Ravagers. They will not invest the Banelings, and on the right side he can of course just run the heck out of here, but instead he's just gonna go for it. And GG is called, losing a lot of workers there as well in his natural base. And ArT, you know what, keeping that pressure on the other side of the field, keeping Vanya, you know what, preoccupied. And feeling a little bit pressured, I suppose, to just go for it all in there. And that is, that is that. Simulacrum will be our map choice for Vanya. And, well, if that's his first map pick here, I'm feeling a little bit less good about picking it previously as well for him. Oh, that's rough. Anyway, game number 2, ArT versus Vanya. Let's see what ArT can bring out. Game number 2. Both are ready. Both are itching to go. Giving the go sign. Good stuff. Good stuff. Alright. Oh, man. It's good to have you guys all here, by the way. Sun Lily still hanging around. What's up? Hello. What's going on? A lot of Koreans today again. Sometimes, you know, with matches like these, with Europeans and Americans playing, I'm not quite sure if we're gonna get as many of the Koreans. But, you know what? I guess Koreans are always up for a good bunch of StarCraft 2, no matter which origins these guys have. What nationality, I mean. Anyway, in the bottom right side, the blue Zerg player from B100 Esports. He is none other than Vanya. At top left, a pink Polish Protoss. He's fighting for Alpha X. He is ArT. Absolutely styling on his opponent that previous round. I don't think Vanya was completely out of it just yet in that other rounds. Maybe just I didn't really address those drone kills taking place in its natural base. Because honestly, that Warp Prism was so incredibly low. I really did think that Vanya was going to be able to target it down quite easily if it did try to come in again and commit for some sort of a warp in, or even trying to just lift up those Archons. I didn't think he would be able to get away with it. Turns out I was wrong. ArT being able to control it properly enough and do a whole bunch of damage there. The attacking force of Vanya just kind of trying to commit there to a fight as well. I mean, he did kill off the Nexus. He didn't have to run back through the left side. He could have taken the right side path. But just kind of going for the attack right then and there. It kind of makes sense if you don't feel very comfortable with the position you're in with the game. Probe forcing one of the drones here off the mineral patches. And looks like we have a regular, good old macro opening for both of these players once again. Also, very much appreciate all you guys upping the channel, of course, as well. Definitely helps us out. Stargate here for ArT going to be the tech choice. Have we seen Stargate already from ArT here in this... I want to say in the best of 7 series, but that was just the first game. Actually, so no, we haven't. Right? No. He did open up with the Adept Glaive attack that previous time around. So now, going with the Stargates, and that's kind of the two switches that people do right now. Well, in TVP, I guess it is going for either the Blink or the Stargate opening. Maybe an Oracle and then a couple of Phoenixes as well to help out against those Widowmine drops and stuff like that. Well, then that, you know what, it's PVC. It's very likely to be the Adept Glaives, or it's very likely to be the Oracles. I'm a little bit, you know what, I really did think those, well, the +1 attack upgrade, the melee attack upgrade for Vanya, I thought I was just going to be able to do a little bit more there, right? I really did feel like it was some interesting choice that he realized there were adepts coming, he realized the glaives were coming in, and somehow, some way, you know, that would be some sort of a solution. But to be fair, those adepts still, of course, are going to be able to quite handily deal with those links and trade super efficiently. And that's basically what we saw there right from the get-go, and ArT being able to take quite the advantage right from the get-go. So maybe Vanya wasn't expecting the Adept Glaives after all. Maybe he was expecting something else. To be fair, he did not get the scout, of course, on that Twilight Council. It could have very well been something else coming in right then and there. Vanya sending up a couple of lings here. Trying to keep tabs on that third base timing for ArT, or what ArT is really doing. He's getting himself quite a lot of adepts here. Robo on the way as well. So far, 2 Oracles and a Phoenix. Come in one more time. A secondary Spore Crawler here for Vanya being created. That is interesting as well, actually. Huh. Wonder why it feels like he needs to have that one. I guess there are 2 Oracles on the way. And now with this second Spore Crawler. Ooh, almost getting the Oracle there. I mean, I feel like ArT was so much not expecting there to be 2 Spore Crawlers that he, even though he saw them, he was just like, wait, what? Why am I taking so much damage? And he just had to run back right then and there. Oh, I like this though. Quick thinking with those adepts, realizing he couldn't get across the other side here. Moving up against the wall and keeping his adepts safe. Twilight Council and a Forge coming down right now for ArT. And once again, kind of going for the more regular type of stuff instead of just the Starport or the Stargate. +1 melee. Vanya really trying to make this work here. Going for that quick +1 melee attack. Hasn't been able to, well, make it work that previous time. But maybe it's gonna work out this time. Even though he is making roaches, he is making a spire. It's still interesting. Of course, banelings do a whole lot of damage. They pack a mean punch with those melee upgrades here. If it's at like 2 attack, or is it 1 attack that banelings actually start one-hitting probes? Not completely sure. War Prism. Warp Prism does carry adepts, even though the charge upgrade is on the way. Just kind of putting them down. Might want to warp in a couple more. Does have 6 gateways finishing up right now. Have to wait and see. Oracles on the left side. Can they cause some sort of diversion for those adepts to come in here? There's a lot of stuff there. Might want to cancel those shades, mate. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. Oracles over here. Somewhere? Where did he go? There he is. Alright. Units lost tab. I mean, it's already looking better for Vanya, right? He didn't lose like 50-something workers or drones. I mean, Zerglings. Sorry, I just had to shake my screen there out of frustration of not being able to come up with the right word. To adapt hit squad, getting rid of the creep tumors. A very important job to do, of course. Oh dear lord. Mutalisk have arrived. Taking immediately action upon that Warp Prism here. Only 2 Phoenixes on the field right now. More being chronoed out, I would imagine, by ArT. It's very interesting. Every time when you do see a Zerg player going for Phoenixes or for Mutalisk, when there's already Phoenixes out on the field, it's always a bit interesting to me. Or at least if there's already a Stargate, right? I mean, you know that the Phoenixes are incredibly potent force. Nice. Turning around that does get a couple of those Phoenixes. Oh, it's getting close. ArT is going through them this time around. Is not taking in a very effective trade there. Setting in another one, actually. Yeah, I don't know if that was worth it. Killing of 5 Mutalisks for the price of 4 of those Phoenixes. And Muses can be made a whole lot quicker, especially if you have Corruptors now as well. You want to have those superior Phoenix numbers. And might lose this base here, actually. Yeah, needs to cancel it. Losing another one of those Phoenixes. And oh my dear lord, actually ArT going on the low ground here with all his Zealots and his Immortals. Absolutely getting punished to the extreme. And has to tap out there. Yeah, Yeah, ArT did have a lot of minerals in the bank right there, so that may be a problem. That may have been the crutch of what happened there. Vanya needs break, alright? Wait, oh. He doesn't need a break. He needs the map break? No, wait, I'm confused. He just needs a break. I thought daybreak suddenly came into my head and I was like, alright, it's a map that he's talking about. He's not. He actually wants a break. Okay. How long? Let's figure out how long he wants a break for. Maybe he's just going for the toilet. Anyway, yeah. Ties up the series there very convincingly. ArT not being able to do anything with those oracles, and Vanya just runs away with the game. I guess that's kind of what happens when you don't have the things you need to really kind of force the Zerg into more Zerglings. If you don't have what you need to do, dealing the economic damage early on, yeah, it just kind of looks like that. That's ridiculous. Purity and industry will be the map here. I think Vanya may be going to the toilet here real quick. Let's hope so, at least. Let's hope he's not now taking a 10 minutes or 20 minute break. That would be... Gonna have to wait and see. Let me put this all on in the right shape. Alright guys, this might be a good moment for me to talk about the Matcherino page. Let's take a look together, shall we? Shall we, over here. We have the Matcherino page above the chat. There is a website, matcherino.com/tournaments, and this over here. Alright, now what you need to do is you just kind of want to sign in here. Right, there we go, it reloads. Don't worry about that. You don't need to do this because I was already signed in. You're going to see it like this. So what you want to do is press sign in. And then you can pick anything over here. So I'm going to use my Twitch. Because I already have my Twitch signed in to my PC. There we go. There's my account. I press contribute. And I put APS 167 in this window right here. And I press contribute. And that will put 50 cents into the prize pool. So yeah. This adds 50 cents. Right? We see it over here. Press contribute. And we'll add it into the prize pool. I can only do it once, of course, but if anyone wants to help us out with that, that would be very much appreciated. Also, the replay pack available for this entire series here for $2. Not that much. Should be very well worth it. There's also quests there if you want to help out that way. Looks like actually somebody donated $10 and 50 cents there. That is really cool. That is really cool. Good amount of people as well. Adding in those codes. Very much appreciated, guys, if you do support us in that way. And if you know what, just give the pro players a little bit of extra money that way. All right. Okay. We are ready to go. Good luck. Have fun. Bam, bam, bam. The third game here. We're tied up. It looks like it's gonna be a close one. Again, ArT always keeping us on the edge of our seats here. He's never just extremely dominant. He always likes to bring the series to some weird, very close situation, and then he wins. Or he loses. But usually, he tries to win, I suppose. But, anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, because game number 3 is starting, guys. In the 3 o'clock location, it's the pink Polish Protoss. He's fighting for Alpha X. He is ArT. In the 12 o'clock location, fighting on the side of Purity, it's the blue Zerg from B100 Esports, the Russian. He is Vanya. This is awkward. Both of them trying to avoid the other probe or the scouting individual. And fighting each other here. In the middle of the map. Like true love. Now this is looking like he's trying to do a hatchery block. But because it did get scouted, he is just going to go for the hatchery in the natural base instead. And there we have it. You see, ArT not gonna allow this to block his nexus here, and will be just going for a. Actually, you know what? Not even a delayed nexus here. It looks like. Is he still gonna go for the nexus? Of course, he didn't get to go scout this, so he doesn't know if it's actually a spawning pool or anything like that. It is the right call. It is the right call to go for this nexus right now. And that is what he's gonna do. Man, it would have been quite the mind game though for Vanya if he does go if he did go for a spawning pool first here. And then still send out that drone as well. It's very unlikely to send out the drone if you are gonna go for that spawning pool first, as you don't have that much extra income anyway, right? Because you got the spawning pool first, and you're keeping your larvae around as well to start making zerglings and stuff like that. So, to then also send out a drone to scout pretty much into, well, that early on. Not very likely. But, still possible. Still possible, of course. Just not likely doesn't mean it's not going to happen. And at one point you're going to get blindsided. Okay, ArT, you know what? He is still going to go for the Stargate here. Didn't work out that great in that previous game. But hopefully this time around we'll be able to catch Vanya a little bit more off guard. And grab more worker kills overall. Upping his overall kill damage. Killing those drones. Getting himself further ahead in this third game. I say further ahead, but overall just ahead, of course. As he's not yet ahead in this game. Although he did kill the drone, so you know what? Let's say he's ahead. beautifully played. Well executed kill on that round there. Going for the Phoenixes first here as well. He's gonna go for the on the prowl, killing some Overlords. The Overlord hunt. It's Overlord season. And Overlord's what we be hunting. Get some slow pans of the overall map here. Not that much happening right now. Both these players just doing their thing. The second Stargate's being constructed here. A whole lot of spore crawlers as well. As soon as he notices the Phoenix there, killing the Overlord. It's kind of the downside for going Phoenix first. Did make an Oracle afterwards, but yeah, not much you can get done with that one anymore, unfortunately. Well, I guess you can kill off 2 Creep Tumors here, perhaps. Oh, doesn't go for this one. But there's 2 Queens here now as well. Nothing to be done. Alright, so Oracle goes out again. Phoenixes, well, one of them at least, trying to figure out if there's any Overlords he can pick off here. Seeing if there's massive amounts of units on the way. There is a lot of links on the way, that is true. And some of them are already marching across the map right here. There should be enough adepts though to hold this off. That is a great thing. And a Roach Warren also being thrown down. Getting into the production tab here. And Tempest, that is crazy. ArT going for Tempest on this map. You know what? I've heard people say that they've tried this out because, you know what, with the short air distance, it seems great, right, Tempest? But those slow zones, they will get you. They will make life extremely difficult. And you know what? Oh my dear lord, this might be just too many links here. Okay, those adepts in a very good position though. But they're gonna strike on this side of the map here. ArT might want to consider using those shades towards this natural. The third base for ArT hasn't been spotted out yet. Okay, well, shade the adept backwards and put down a pylon here, or a shield battery. That is good too, but that is still quite a lot of links to have to deal with. And a lot of roaches now on the way as well. I mean, yes, ArT does have the Tempest right now available, but they are very slow at killing things. They are going to be able to kill off some of the drones here. They do one-shot those, so that is pretty nice. But in the end, still having a little bit of trouble here. There's, again, an engagement with the encounter of the Lynx and the Zerglings. In come the Roaches. The Roaches, a little bit of still a unexpected factor here in this 1v1 of these two players. The Tempest still going strong. But without the Oracle there to help give vision, they are still always within the range of those Spore Crawlers. Within the range of those Queens, really. Are pretty darn close to it anyway. Trying to slowly whittle down the anti-air defenses of his opponents here. This is going to be enough, especially with the Roaches and the Zerglings and the Ravagers knocking at the front door. Oh dear lord, he's going to lose the cybernetic score here. Might lose those pylons very quickly as well. Down goes one. And might be a whole lot of production coming down here. Okay, the Tempest coming back as well. Shooting down on Zerglings right now. Not the best way to do this. Okay, there we go. Nice target firing on those Roaches. Keeping most of those Tempests going strong on that one. But where are the other links? No links in the main base. That is good for ArT. Oh, those piles landing on the Zealots though. 14 workers do fall as ArT no longer has a third base either. Looks like Vanya has started up the Spire. Has started up re-droning again as well, making more of those drones. But still, you know what, has a very scary army here on this side of the map. That's 3 Tempest shots on 1 Zergling there. That's a little bit overkill. But yeah, I mean, ArT's not really going to be able to do too much in this situation. I think he may have enough, just barely, but the force fields aren't that amazing. Oh, missing the force fields there on the ramp as well, so those links, they do get in here. Quite a couple of them, quick warp in or zealots, and then Adapt actually should be able to deal with it. But the time is ticking for ArT. Those Tempest are gonna meet their arch nemesis within those Corruptors. Will be ready to be produced at any time. Actually, Mutalisk. Mutalisk as well. Very good tool actually against Tempest. Tempest not that great at killing those. And the Mutalisk will not ever let them escape either here. Might be able to get some value here once more. I mean, he never made any more than 4 of them. But has he really gained any type of advantage because of them? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I have trouble to see how this really got ArT in the best of positions here. Did lose all those Tempests now. It's going across the map with sentries though. Sentries not the greatest anti-air. We need to see more Phoenixes being constructed, more Stalkers as well being warped in. You know what, that is what he needs, of course, here. Losing that Phoenix right now. Oh man, Vanya is so good at just randomly rotating around again with those Mutas. This is an interesting base. There is a rich Vespian geyser there, so Vanya going for that one. Army supply still relatively close. It's going to come down to force fields and the way these guys are microing and how they pick their fights here. ArT opening this up a little bit further. Want to get concaved by those queens, I suppose. Needs to be careful. There are still 2 spore crawlers here. Doesn't want to take 3 damage on those flying units. As the Mutas are going to come in here and try to snipe down that War Prism. Have the Mutalisk been the wrong choice here? They don't do that well in a straight up fight. They're more for an harassment tool run by with those links as well. At the same time, it looks like a full wall has been made. ArT making some more adepts to try and deal with this. Coming in with quite a good amount of forces. The army supply dwindling for Vanya, but also for ArT. Desperate to try and warp in more units. This War Prism still up and running. Vanya just not targeting it whatsoever. He did get into this base here with those links, but at the same time he is losing all his main forces here. The Spore Crawler being put down right next to that War Prism, but a quick pull away from ArT. ArT might be able to pull through, but he is still losing his entire economy. He has to make this work. He has to kill off all the bases here. He needs to get into the main base as well. Get rid of more of the economy of Vanya somehow, some way. You know, this is still looking very rough for our Polish Protoss. I mean, yes, he is pushing in here. He did kill off all those Mutas, but he did lose all of his probes. He has 1 worker remaining. And he might win this fight one more time here. But Vanya is still mining of that 3rd base and a 4th base as well right now. He still has all his production facilities. And ArT cannot warp in any more units right now as he doesn't have money. Beautiful, you know what, micro with a War Prism, but it's not enough. GG has to be called. And Vanya with a brilliant counterattack. Those links coming across the map just at the right time. And being able to thwart his plans. That may have been able to work out in his favor if he did have the right defense there at home. Unfortunately, did not happen. And getting destroyed there. Unfortunately, that was really close, guys. ArT almost being able to grab himself a 2nd victory. But instead, Vanya moving on through with a 2nd victory here on the board. Putting himself on a score of 2-1. 2 wins in a row. That's always rough, seeing 2 wins in a row here. Get ArT in here. Where's Vanya? There's Vanya. Alright. Rough stuff, guys. Let's take a look what we'll be doing here. Long time no see. That's right. To Lily. I see. Alright. ArT needs to win, let's see, 3 games in a row. Vanya needs to win 2 games in a row. They're both ready. Let's not let them wait any longer. Man, I need to get myself a new chair. I can feel my chair just sinking deeper and deeper, actually. Yeesh. I would love to have a chair that doesn't have, like the arm thingies, the support for the arm, as I have my arms on the desk at all times anyway, right? It seems a bit counterproductive. It's like, you know what? I'm not sure why you would have arms on a desk chair anyway, right? In a way, in a sense, but oh well. Oh well. We have over here, the top right, the pink Polish Protoss. He's fighting for Alpha X. He is ArT. Will he be able to get some work done this time around again? And oh boy, there he goes. Off to try and block that Nexus one more time here. It's the Blue Zerg from B100 Esports. He is Vanya. Could happen. ArT's moving across with this probe. Doesn't look like he will be able to scout it this time around. What does it mean? What does it mean? Wait. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh dear. Oh boy. Well, ArT is going to scout this and... Oh my god, Vanya, are you kidding me? He's hiding this drone as well. As coming across the map right now to get himself a rich extractor to go for some quick attack here. Oh boy. ArT, this is going to be a rough one to figure out. Or is it? Maybe he already figured it out. He's expecting something. He's expecting something over here. He checks. He's nothing there. Right. He's like, what? But then what's happening? But then what's happening? At least he did go for that cybernetics core here. Not sure if that's the right call, as this is, you know, it's still a second base here for Vanya, of course. Hatchery first, but it's going to be ramping up rather quickly here. I would imagine a Roach Warren coming down immediately afterwards. And okay, ArT does see this hidden hatchery here. I don't think that Vanya actually saw that it got scouted, so that's a good little bit for ArT as well. Right, if Vanya still thinks this is going unscouted, he's, well, just straight up gonna go for it. Although, to be fair, what can you really do at this moment in time, really, too? I don't think you can adjust anymore, being Vanya. Nice around here with the drones and the links, but the Zealots, nice control there from ArT. Targeting down the links first, the heavy DPS dealers. Needs to be careful, of course, those roaches now, and a queen here as well. But the roaches in those eggs at the moment starting to hatch. Well, going to hatch. Okay, shield battery on the way here. It is on the high ground, so ArT is still considering just absolutely sacking that low ground right here. Putting everything he has on that high ground right now. And there it is. There's, what, 3 roaches. A couple of those zerglings as well. Will not be able to hold on that low ground here. As the Adept desperately trying to get away from those links. Will he be able to shed away in time? Oh, wait. Where'd it go? It is alive. Immediately on top of that shield battery here. Trying to lure the roaches and the zerglings in. The queen's coming out as well. There's the immortal. ArT. He's, you know, he's still in a bit of a difficult situation. Cannot afford to get wild to death here. Oh boy. I would imagine you should be okay after scouting this so early on. Getting himself a robotics bay. That is a very interesting way to deal with this. Is it the appropriate way? That's the next question, of course. I mean, getting yourself a disruptor here might be a great way to start dealing with the large amount of those. Ooh, yep, just barely getting back into the shield battery range here. That immortal now very low. No more energy on it. And... oh, my god. My dear lords. Right, ArT needs to hold on here a little bit longer. He's making that War Prism. Is going to be able to start juggling. Fortunately, already did lose one of those immortals, of course. The heavy hitters here. Now capable of dishing out the largest of attacks. There is the Disruptor right now. The Cybernetic score does fall, so only Zealots available to be warped in up until this new Cybernetic score is available again. Disruptor on the way. Disruptor getting closer and closer. Right, ArT is coming in here, coming to chase down these queens and units. And just run back to the creep here. It's interesting that ArT is, or that Vanya actually is now back to this base over here. He did make a couple more drones as well. He's making more drones right now too. Okay, well there's the Disruptor. It looks like it will be Disruptor. Drops with the War Prism. Getting himself War Prism speed would be great, of course, if he does manage to get some unexpected angles on this army full Vanya. But Vanya looks to be on top of things here. Great dodge on the bile as well, though, of course. Oh, ArT. Oh my god, what? That was a bit of a misclick. That was a bit of a misclick here. That is no way that he intended to do that. And, well, in come the Zerglings right now. The Ravagers as well. Thank God for those Disruptors. I don't think I would have ever said it, but man, they just kept a large portion of that army alive there. That were on the low ground there. Getting fully surrounded and almost about to get biled down to death. And yeah, Vanya just on the 2-base economy right now. Making more links, making more roaches and ravagers. And ArT, oh my god, this is getting so dangerous. He does have that War Prism speed, so he's a little bit more safe with the War Prism, but jeez Louise, this is so scary, man. Right, needs to pick both of them up again. There, oh no. Oh, okay, well. Well, it's, Ouch, ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. That is not what you like to see happening. There are Colossus now on the way. But losing those 2 Disruptors after neither of them really getting any great shots of, unfortunately, I mean, yes, they did buy a little bit of time at some point. ArT is trying to get himself another base up, but those Biles are absolutely wrecking right now. The Disruptor's not here to safeguard and push those Ravagers backwards again. One Colossus trying to do the same thing here, but with the transfusion, the transfuse, it's just too much for Vanya, and ArT will lose another game here. There's no way he wins this, right? There's no way he wins this, right? Okay. Vanya taking another game here, putting himself on match point. A lovely little bit of aggressive play there from Vanya. That's very well calculated. And those queens moving to intercept the War Prism with the 2 Disruptors. Absolutely just, oof, man. Makes you wanna drop some Protoss tears. All the Protoss everywhere started weeping at the same time. As that was just absolutely disgusting. Unfortunately. Right, we have one map left here. Do we? Oh, no, never mind. We have a lot of maps left, actually. Never mind. My bad, my bad. Best of 7. It's just like, it feels like this is going to be the last map, so I was like, oh, it's the last map. Here we go. Anyway, ArT, please, man. Oh, dear Lord, he needs to win 3 games in a row. Vanya here sitting comfortably on match points. Needs to win 1. Oof. Vanya just absolutely tearing through the Alpha X players today. That first game, I mean, I'm surprised that ArT did manage to win it. I'm surprised as well that ArT never went for the same strategy again. He went for the Stargate opening twice there in that second and third game. Oh, yeah, the second and third game. And lost both of them in a row. So I feel like the overall adept opening here, definitely the choice against Vanya. But let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what is going to be happening here. Luckily for ArT, there's no rich Vespian geysers here on this map. In the top right side, we have the pink Polish Protoss fighting for Alpha X. He is ArT. And then we have Zest, of course, being his protector, his spirit animal. Come on, Zest, bring this man some power. Give him your strength. In the bottom left side, there is a Blue Zerg from Russia fighting for B100 Esports. He is Vanya. Alright. So wait and see what's gonna happen here, guys. Vanya and ArT. Vanya on match points. ArT's here. Still 3 games. 3 games in a row. How are you even gonna do that? Honestly, it is such a tough mountain to climb. It is such an incredibly difficult task to ask of anyone at any point, especially against somebody that already beat you 3 times in a row himself. That's just, whew. Man, it makes your palms sweat even thinking about it. Being in that situation. Right now, I mean, luckily it is the finals, of course. So ArT already having secured himself 2nd place here, but still, that 1st place would be ever so lovely. Would be great if he does manage to get that one. Sorry, getting a little bit of a hiccup here. Try to get rid of it. try to squeeze it out somehow. Squeeze my vocal cords together and just keep going. Just keep going. Okay, so these players once again kind of going for very normal openings here. There's a Stalker first though. There's no Adept right now, which means he will be able to potentially grab this Overlord here. This Overlord dangerously far away from any cliffside where he can hide above, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to, especially because he is going to move this way now first and foremost. I guess he can just go into the dead space as well. I guess that's fine. Might still get close though. Stalker on the wrong side of the fence. Alright. Vanya knows what he's doing. He keeps that one alive, but it is quite low HP, so it's going to be difficult for him to get a Overlord Scout here. Might have to try and run in some of those Zerglings instead. I guess that is more likely to happen, of course, with that gap over here. Might be able to do so. Right, we are seeing a Twilight Council in Robo once more, though, for ArT. So, and the Dark Shrine, okay. We haven't seen this one just yet from ArT. A little bit of a different thing right now. A gateway coming down as well. Having a full wall of right now. Links absolutely everywhere. Trying to get a full scout on. Trying to see everything that is leaving the base of ArT as he's comfortably taking a 3rd base. Knowing that ArT did go for a 2 base himself. Coming in right now. There is a pylon already being put down. So ArT could try to move over there. That's exactly what he does. Actually, no. It just still sticks around here. Huh. Well, yeah, Vanya still doesn't know what is coming, but because he doesn't know what is coming, it looks like he's just prepping for everything. Already getting that lay attack at a safe timing, which always will be ready for Dark Templars now, for you to get yourself a Overseer. So yeah, even making 10 roaches right now. That's a lot of roaches, actually. What's his supply? 68 out of 74. He's not making any more Overlords to the extreme amounts. Might just be a safety amount of roaches. As he is droning up again. ArT's a little bit ahead now on the work account, though. It's not too shabby. There is the there's the Dark Templar with the War Prism. Gonna try to drop right on top of those 2 queens right now. Actually, never mind. Just rotating away. There's 2 Adepts though that did manage to squeeze their way past all those roaches. Getting quite a good amount of worker kills there, actually. Especially for just an investment of 2 of them. Sorry, I just threw some... threw my glass on the ground. Anyway. Yeah, 7 worker kills. Let's see if he can get an 8th. And a 9th. Ooh, it's close. Yeah, it does manage to get it, though. 9 worker kills there in total. Okay, okay. Gonna go for that 4th base now as well. ArT's still ahead on that work account. As I said, I might be known to learn. Oh, okay, well. Wrong time, friend. Austin. Right. Dark Templar. Transformed into Archons. He's famous now. Alright, that is the Spire on the way as well. Trying to get more people into StarCraft 2, guys. That's just what I do continuously. Trying to get all my friends playing StarCraft. Killing off a queen here. That's nice. Getting a delay in that production immediately, though. Restarting that queen here. Quick reaction from our Russian. And rotating into the main base right here. Needs to be careful. That one the one Archon getting rather low. It looks like he is okay. There is a Spire coming out here as well. That doesn't look like ArT did see this one. But will it matter though, as ArT now moving out with quite a potent force is going to meet up with those other 2 Archons here, and they should be able to deal relatively well with Mutalisk. Try to go into a head-on fight, and it looks like they, you know what, ArT will be able to force out a straight-up fight here. You know what I'm liking is odds so far. The army supply a little bit in favor of Vanya, but that is mostly, of course, due to the roaches and those Mutalisk. Also, a unit that requires more of its supply than your opponent to really win a fight, especially if you have 5 Archons there. And the overall Guardian Shield as well of the sentries right here. Immediately shooting down the front door. Gonna allow ArT to have a better concave here. He's doing a good job. The Mutalisk going just straight into the natural base. They do not care to go for a straight up fight here. Will ArT be able to kill off his opponent right now and right here? He might have to. Once again, it looks like Vanya putting him in a position for a base ready scenario. ArT, it looks like he's trading a little bit better than he was before. Getting those immortals right on top of the roaches here as well. Very important to do. Still microing them quite well. Those Mutalisks though killing absolutely everything at home. Killing all the workers right now. ArT just needs to kill this base and keep on moving. He needs to go as quick as he can. He did make a couple of shield batteries and actually a cannon here as well. Should be able to safeguard him against those 5 Mutalisks at home right now. And still warp in more units at the front. Oh, ArT, it's getting rather exciting right now. It looks like he will be able to just move forwards here. It's gonna put more things right on top of those roaches that are coming extremely low. Does manage to stay alive. 34 workers versus 50 workers. How are those Mutalisks still alive? Oh, the hold position being absolutely abysmal. The cannon just a little bit too far away to actually kill off the Mutalisk here. So not going to be able to deal with those. Oh, the bile. Nice dodge of our Protoss player here. He does have that Dark Templar in here as well. Do we have any Overseers right now? Where is the Overseer? It's right over there. Not helping out right now, and it looks like, you know what, ArT is going to be able to clean this up, and that means those Mutalisk will not be able to kill off the everything here, and ArT will be taking game number 4 just barely. You know, he might still lose this little attack though, but he killed absolutely every worker. 2 workers remaining here for Vanya. He doesn't have that much money either to rebuild, and there it is. GG being called. ArT taking game number 5. Striking back. 1 down, 2 to go. 1 down, 2 to go. That is rough. Scream! Alright, Everdream is the map choice. Let's take a look. Oh, that's funny. Alright, anyway. I got myself on busy status now, so should be good. Alright, both players itching to keep going. Man, that was so incredibly close, though. I'm not sure if I'd feel comfortable with a game going that way. I mean, yeah, he won it, sure, but I mean, was it convincing? I don't know. I don't know if it was. Was it more convincing or as convincing as the games that Vanya won? I don't think so, but you know what? He's one step closer to making this comeback happen. He needs 2 more wins right now, and that's a whole lot closer than 3. It's the pink Polish Brodels. He's fighting for Alpha X. Can he do it? He is! ArT. It's top right. Blue Zerg. Fighting for B100 Esports. He is the Russian Vanya. Okay. Alright. ArT. Yeah, man. I don't know if he can do it, guys, but you know what? If he does, that would be absolutely amazing. He's playing against a very strong opponent who is, once again, taking a base over here with the rich Vespian guy. So this time around, not the one of his opponent, though. But still very likely to see some sort of a all-in to follow up from this. Will that be the case, though? It would be really cool to see just him going for the rich Vespian guys. There's a regular base and then macro behind this. But of course, he does make himself a lot more vulnerable to all sorts of adapt shades and things like that, right? Maybe even the oracles. So ArT did go for the cybernetics first and foremost. Kind of had to, of course, after not seeing the hatchery here. He only has a limited amount of time to really respond and still be up to date. Otherwise, it's just better to put down a cybernetic score anyway, right? Because they're going to be at the same time, basically, anyway, if you wait too long. So yeah. A slight disadvantage, but you know what? He might be able to get a couple of adepts out now a little bit quicker. So he can start pressuring the opponent's base of Vanya here a little bit sooner. Still a probe over here. Man, what if you just cannon rush from over in this place now? You start making cannons here. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy, and you know what? Improbable without a forge as well, but that'd be cool. I'd be stoked to see that. Or even just a pylon there with a gateway. Get it over here and then just start warping in stuff. But we're gonna have to wait and see what how ArT is going to respond against this. There's the Roach Warren again. Speed upgrade coming out as well. And ArT does get the full scout here. Does see that Roach Warren. He knows what's up. He knows what's coming. And he has a Korean voice telling him that it is. Another gateway and a robotics facility. I think this is already a little bit better for ArT than it was the previous time around. He will be on the low ground here. Yes, sure. He doesn't have an as nice ramp as he tried in that other game where this happened. But Vanya needs to move a whole lot more or distance here. He has a lot more ground to cover, right? And he will not be able to bring his queen this time around either. Unless he really likes to wait a whole lot of time. I don't think he does though, so I have to wait and see. Anyway, another shield battery and another pylon being added in here. I like the positioning of this one. Trying to make small chokes here for his units, making it more difficult for those links, of course, to run by. But then again, putting things this close on top of each other might benefit those biles. But yeah, he will be able to warp in and re-warp in over here right now as well. Have that double wall off just in case if he doesn't need it. Good amount of those shield batteries as well. The Wile's not landing just yet. Wants to keep this gateway alive, it looks like. At least fight him tooth and nail for this one. Down goes the first wall. Of course, ArT still already prepped for this. Has the second wall ready. Isn't going to get surrounded by links that easily. Mostly right now, there are the roaches. Oh, the cybernetic skull looking rather desperate on that HP bar right now. Not seeing a robotics bay either coming down. There goes the cyber core. And there's the war prism right now. That might put ArT at the moment where he is going to start pressuring his opponent here. The shield battery gonna get gunned down as well. And Mortals trying their best to get rid of those oh my dear lord. That may be too much actually. Not getting the force fields out in time, and ArT now in a lot of trouble. Is he in a lot of trouble? I think he might be. Might need to start pulling those boys. Oh dear lord. War prisms though, they are really good, but more links coming in, and those links are gonna wreck the economy of ArT here. He doesn't have any gateways being able to warp anything in. The gateway dies, or the war prism dies as well, and ArT falls to the pressure one more time here. GG is called, and Vanya will be our champion. Congratulations to him, and yeah, ArT falling there unfortunately. Man, that's rough. That is rough indeed. Let me take a look. How do vetoes work? That was a long time ago when he asked that. That was a long time ago. Alright, guys, that is our victory then for Vanya. He's going to be the champion of the tournament. ArT getting second place. And, yeah, it's very rough. Unfortunately, ArT once again losing to the aggression of that rich Vespian geyser. Second base here. And, yeah, equals we did lose, unfortunately. Very unfortunate. ArT falling down. He did get second place, though. He did beat Future, one of the best Terrans, if not the best Terran of the NA scene. And that is, you know what? I think that is going to be it for me for today. Unfortunately, guys, I do have to wake up early tomorrow. So I'm gonna be tapping out here, and we'll see if we get to do the best of 3 between Vindicta and Future at some other time, perhaps. If that is okay. If that is okay, we got the replays. A TVT. I hope they did manage to get themselves some vetoes to do. Huh. Alright, anyway, guys. Yeah, that's going to be it for me for today. Hope you had a good one, and hope to see you again next time around, alright? See you later. Thanks for watching. And on Friday, we will have Clem versus Showtime as well, so definitely go check that one out too, because Clem and Showtime, that should be absolutely amazing as well. Alright, guys. One more time, I love you too. Love your faces. See you later. Bye-bye.